Hello. Hi. Oh, I can hear myself. Where can I hear myself? Okay, it's on Twitch. Stop playing on Twitch, you harlot. Hi, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Hi. Sorry for not streaming ever. Guys, I'm not... Here, let me do like this. I want you guys to see my model. Guys, I'm not very good at this whole streaming ever thing. I don't know why. You'd think being a streamer for like almost 3 years, you know, that I know what I'm doing, but no, I got no clue. Focus on Germany, Tennessee, Yuri Vase. The Yuri Vase is back. Hi, welcome. Welcome. Oh, so, okay, here's my... Okay, Your Honor, I have a valid excuse for why I have not been streaming. I have 2 valid excuses, actually. My first excuse is that I've been traveling. I went to, Tennessee for a week, and then I also went to Anime NYC for a day. So, I've been traveling. I have a valid excuse. I've been in places. And then my other valid excuse is that I've been playing EU5. And I have about 40 hours in it, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good, guys. The great country of Tennessee. How? I'm a streamer, and they gave a bunch of us early access. And I will say I am not breaking NDA or anything, because explicitly, it says on the thing... You can talk openly and freely about playing EU5, having early access to an in-development build, talking directly to Paradox and Tinto, and discussing all features within the game. I'm allowed to say those things. So, I can say... I still feel bad whenever I do. I'm like, ooh, am I breaking the rules? Am I gonna get my access revoked? Ooh. You like the game runs well? I like it. I do like it. It's in dev. It's obviously in dev. There's still some kinks to iron out, but it does actually run pretty well. I've only played until like 1400 really, so I can't say, you know, like late game, but it only uses about like max like 50-60% of my CPU. The big, I think, bottleneck is RAM. I don't know how much I have. I think I have 32 gigs, but I don't know. I might have to upgrade that before I do streaming it, because I have to run other software too. But yeah. Are you allowed to say skibbity sigma brain rot memes about EU5? No. But yeah, so I have RAM as a bottleneck. That's new, huh? Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think they're still working on optimization from what I hear. They're still working on a lot of things. It's very much in dev. We have to feed this girl more RAM. I actually used to have more RAM on my laptop because it had 40 gigs of RAM. But my PC only has 32. I don't know. Maybe I upgrade. Maybe I get some more. I have 230... Oh. Congratulations, you received 100 messages today with Restream Chat. Thank you, Restream Chat. I appreciate it. Download more RAM? Yeah, guys, I'm gonna download more RAM. 32 gigabytes. 32 gigabytes is a beefy amount of RAM, but that's also the recommended amount of RAM for U5, so... But no, it makes sense. There's a lot of stuff being loaded and needing to be referenced regularly, so I get why it's like that, but it still does kind of suck that I need to maybe upgrade. My GPU, though, is fine, honestly. I was a little worried because I still have the 2080 Ti still, and it's a little old, so I was worrying that would be a bottleneck. And I have, like, medium to high settings on. Like, I don't have ultra graphics or anything, but it's EU4, or it's EU5, you don't need ultra graphics. It's whatever. No, it's not very GPU heavy, actually. It's much more of a CPU game. I have the, what's it called? The 7800X3D, which is a pretty good GPU, but I think the 3D caching is really useful because there's a lot of like 3D assets in the game, but I'm not sure. That's just what I've heard. CPU heavy as any, yeah. Are any of the Paradox games GPU heavy? I don't know. Could I run it on my laptop? Maybe if the laptop is hooked up to a supercomputer. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm happy it runs as well as it does for my computer because, yeah, I don't want to upgrade right now. Actually, I may be downsizing. So the other thing that I've been really busy with that I don't have an excuse for is Germany stuff because I'm moving to Germany in a month. And so, it's so stressful. I'm dying. I'm not enjoying this. Moving is hard, guys. I don't know if they've ever told you this, but moving is really hard. You're moving to Germany now? Yeah, in like a month. Why moving to Germany? I'm doing my master's in Germany. Focus on Germany. Yeah. Germany is important. But yeah. So I've been busy with that. I've been quite busy with that. With getting that done. Oy, oy, oy. It's been a whole saga. But basically, first thing that I need. What is the BSN? No. It's a master in history. But basically, first sort of step that I need to tackle is the whole like moving. You need a house. When you move to a foreign country, you need somewhere to stay. So Bayern ist nicht Deutschland? Oh, leider. But you need a place to move to when you move. Why can't I hear my BGM? Hello? Sir? Hello? Whoa. That was not intentional. Properties. I want to hear my BGM. I like listening to it for 5 hours on end. Where's my advanced properties? We are hearing the BGM. Well, that's good to hear. Can I hear it? Can I hear it? Please? Oh, that's too loud. I can barely hear it. I'll turn it up a bit, but I can't hear it at all. That's annoying. Let me try another BGM. Can't hear that one either. I have my volume all the way up. Why can't I hear it? Okay. My brain is gonna explode the next time I have to load something because it's gonna just be so loud. Anyway, I can't hear anything. But that's my life, I guess. Whatever. But yeah. Oh, so yes. So I need a house. I need a house if I move to Germany to live in. That's also surprisingly important for basically everything else, because I need insurance, and in order to get insurance, I need an address. And in order to get an address, I need insurance. So that's fun. But I need an address, and I need basically like... how many fucking things? There's so many logistical steps. I need to get a GP because I have prescriptions that I need to continue in Germany, so there's that. I made a list. Hold on, let me just read out my list. I have to sign my lease. I haven't signed my lease still because they haven't sent me it because... So, okay, basically nobody wants to rent to an American they've never met. I know, surprising. Why would anybody not want me? But, so they don't want to rent to me. But so I finally found one, a student apartment that was willing to. And they were like, we want a guarantor. And funny enough, it turns out I actually do have relatives in Germany, only like an hour and a half away. So that's nice. But basically, they were like, we need a guarantor because you are not rich enough to just have this. So I'm like, okay. So basically, I need a guarantor. Turns out, my cousin's other grandparents live very close. So I was like, hello, can you please be my guarantors? I've never met you, but you sound nice. And they're like, yeah, sure. So currently, I'm waiting for them to send in their, like, pension certificates or whatever they are to the realtors, and then they'll send me a lease, and then I can have a house. And it's actually quite nice. It's a student house, so it's you know, it's all right. It's pretty good. It has furniture, which is good because that means I don't have to sleep on the floor until I go to IKEA. But so, why is the thumbnail? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to make a thumbnail, but that's been sort of preventing me from streaming because I haven't wanted to make a thumbnail, so I've just been not streaming. So I was like, what? But yeah, so there's furniture, there's a mini fridge, there's like a desk. So it's good. It's better than the situation was last stream. Yes, it's been it's a definite improvement. The people last time ghosted me also. The people last time, they fucking ghosted me. They just stopped responding to my emails after I was like, how do I pay you? What about kitchen? Yes, kitchenette. There's a kitchenette. There's like a mini fridge and a hot plate and a sink, and I'll fucking take it. Simply don't make a thumbnail, the Clio strategy, as that is known. But yeah, basically, sounds like German landlords, yeah. So it's going all right now. It's actually going quite all right now. It's not as bad as it was. Then I also have to, so here's another thing. I don't own many things, and a lot of the things I do own are stuff I should just get there. Like, I have a $60 like Target rug. I'd love to have a rug in my new apartment, but I don't need to bring a rug fucking from America to Germany just to have it. I could get it there. So what I need to do is I need to make a list of all the things that I need to buy once I'm there. So like, you know, a pan or cutlery. $60 rug. It's a shit rug. It's a really shit rug. It looks like a barcode. I don't know why I bought it. It just spoke to me. Yeah, pots. You know, there's all these things that it's like, it doesn't make any sense for me to bring that to Germany, but I kind of need it once I'm there. Yeah, an electric kettle. That would be nice. That would be nice. Not an air fryer. What do you take me for? The bourgeoisie? So, yeah. Moving to another country would drive me insane. It is driving me insane. Yeah, a little bit. But so, I need to make a list. And do you have a microwave? There is a microwave in the apartment, so that's nice. Are you putting your old stuff in storage? Yes, it's called my mother's house. A lot of it is just I'm leaving it with her because it's like stuff that there doesn't make sense to move. But I was like, what do I need to bring? I'm bringing obviously all my computer stuff. That's gonna be hellish to ship. I'm gonna take out my GPU. And then I'm gonna try and reinstall it once I get there. But yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to ship my fucking PC in the mail. That's not gonna be fun. That's not gonna be fun at all. I hope nothing breaks, because I cannot afford a replacement if it does. But so I have to do all that. Air freight the valuables. That's the plan, basically. I'm gonna DHL it and get shipping insurance. But yeah. I'm sure there's professional help nearby. Yeah, no, I'm sure there is. But so basically, what is this? Oh, my mom is watching the stream. She sent me a to buy list in Germany. Thank you, Mom. Hi, Saf Mom. I know you're here. Yeah, the good thing is I don't have a glass panel on my PC. It's just like metal. So it's pretty shippable, I'd say. The main thing is just the GPU. I don't want it to snap because it's a 2080 Ti, and I don't think I can purchase a replacement. It's like $800 on Amazon. Also, it's Rimmy's. I don't want to break Rimmy's GPU. That seems like it has, I don't know, importance. Also, that would be like ominous. Hello, welcome. Yeah, but so that's gonna be shipped. But then the other things, it's like my clothes I'm gonna bring with me in my luggage, my like medicine and like, you know, toiletries and stuff I'm gonna bring with me in my luggage. Like what else do I need? I don't need a lot of things. So, and then there's my books and my Gunpla and my plushies. I'm bringing those, but I'm gonna ship them because I don't need those in my luggage. But yeah, no, I don't actually own a lot of things. So, yeah. Living stoically makes moving easier. Well, that's the nice thing, basically. I'm bringing sheets, I'm bringing towels, and then that's basically it. That's basically it. I don't really... I live light. No, I do. I mean, I have a bunch of stuff, but it stays in my house here, so... You know, like, I have a sword. I'm not gonna bring the sword. I don't think I'm allowed to bring the sword. At least one plushie needed on the flight. That is true. Which one do I bring? Do I bring Cleo? Do I bring Cleo? Do I bring Mia? Do I bring a platypus? I'm gonna miss you, stuff. Yeah. Bring the sword. I don't know if that's legal. But, yeah. Bring a platypus. Mim? Do you mean Mia? Plushie of a sword. I actually have a felted 3-barrel pistol I made. Also, I've just noticed something. Hold on. Look at this. Hold on. Hold on. I've noticed something. Look at this shit. Hold on. Look up here. Woo. Look at clips. Oh, whoever made this model is gonna have hell to pay. What the fuck is this shit? What do they do? Look at this. You seeing this? Oh my god. I can't even... I gotta take the hat off. I gotta take the hat off. I can't even wear the hat. I can't. Not with that. It's gonna distract me forever. But I have to fix that, I guess. But, bye-bye, Burb Hat. Never noticed? Nobody noticed. They would have said something. We need to kill whoever rigged this model. Yeah, we're all trying to find out who's responsible. I say in the hot dog outfit. But, yeah, so there's that. There's that. I need to figure out what to bring. And then once I get there, I have to go to the foreigner's office and I have to say, hello, I would like to live here. And also, can I please do self-employment? I want to be self-employed here also. And they're gonna say, maybe. And I'm gonna say, well, I would really like to know if I can do that or not. Because if I can't, then I can't stream, and that would really suck. But I have another alternative plan. If they say I can't be self-employed, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna found an LLC in America and then hire myself as an employee and pay myself wages. So that I'm not self-employed, I'm in a company. We'll be starting V Saffron. It has 1 talent and it has already been bought by Brave Group. But yeah. But yeah. Bring Corbett in. Be careful not to dox yourself. And Chiwa. Yeah, I know you can see the CEOs of companies in America. We'll have it like owned by 3 separate shell companies going back to the Cayman Islands. Tell her to visit. Chat, I'll miss her. Hi, Saf, Mom. I knew she was watching. Call it Saffron Heavy Porcelain Manufacturing, yeah. I'm not self-employed. I just employ myself. But yeah, that would basically be the alternative. Or I get an actual company to hire me. Guys, It's time for the Lady Saffron Phase Connect arc. It's time for Lady Saffron joins Phase. Lady Saffron joins Niji Sanji. Woo! Get Remy to be a CEO. My international multinational. But yeah. The tax situation is going to be a nightmare because I have to pay. Fun fact, America is one of the only countries in the world that makes you pay taxes if you're a citizen, not based on if you live in America. You also have to if you live in America and are not a citizen. But because of that, even if I live in fucking like Nepal or something, I still have to pay American taxes. So that's fun. Big fan of that. Yeah, double dipping. The good thing is there's a tax treaty, which means that any taxes I pay to Germany, I don't have to pay in taxes to America. But it's still an annoyance because of paperwork. I actually might not relocate my AdSense account because I've heard nightmares of like Europe or Americans moving to Europe not being able to get the American tax documents that they need, like 1099s. You also have to pay money to stop being a U.S. citizen. Yeah, that's one of the... So Germany, if you become a German citizen, normally you do have to renounce your other citizenship, but they have carve-outs for it if it's literally impossible, which is the case in Argentina. In Argentina, you quite literally cannot give up your citizenship. It is illegal. Like, there's not even a legal mechanism. Or it's too expensive, which is the case with America. So, woohoo! But yeah. How much does it cost? It's like a lot of money. You have to pay an exit tax, for one, on 20% of all your assets or something crazy like that. And then you have to keep paying taxes for like 10 years. American exit tax. Let's see, what is it? How much does it cost? You have to pay... Fuck if I know, man. Evil. Grave evil. Yeah, you have to pay like 20 to 15% of like all of your assets. That's fucking stupid. But so because of that, you actually don't have to, renounce your citizenship if you become a German citizen. But I might want to, just because I don't want to pay double taxes for the rest of my life. There's an Australian senator with a similar situation because dual citizens can't serve in parliament. She was born in Afghanistan, so she couldn't renounce. Oh, assets in America or worldwide assets? I think it might be assets in America, but I don't know. The problem is I do have assets in America because I have... This is the other fun thing that I've been enjoying. Are you familiar with a thing called a 529? It's an American savings account where basically you put money into it for college and then you don't have to pay taxes on it. And it's great. It's a lovely thing. Woohoo. We love that. But so the problem is that there are tons of rules on how you can withdraw that money. So it has to be for education. And so you can only withdraw $10,000 a year or for, like, qualified educational expenses. And the problem is you have to prove them. And so basically, I need $13,000 in an account called a blocked account, which is basically I show that to the German government and then they say, okay, yeah, you can afford to be here for a year because you have at least 992 euros a month. So therefore you can stay here and we won't like, you know, we don't think that you're going to be a burden on social services. So it's like, okay, cool. I have well above that in my college savings because I didn't spend a lot in like my undergrad because I had a really good scholarship. So yay, that's nice. I have the money. Here's the problem though. I don't... There's not really any way to figure out how much I can actually withdraw. Because normally what you do is for housing, you just check the college's website. The college website says it costs $1,500 per month or something for room and board, and then that's your budget. You get $1,500 per month for room and board for, you know, as long as you're in college. Easy. Problem is that that doesn't work in Germany because the schools there don't do housing. They just say, here's a company, go to them. So already fucking whatever. But that also doesn't help either because that doesn't include food. So the number I'm going off of is the Sperrkonto amount. But there's another hurdle, which is that you have to spend any money that you're using from that in the calendar year. So for example, let's just say theoretically, I need to spend, you know, I need 12 months of 992 euros in my account. And that starts, let's just say October 1st. The problem is there's only 4 months left in this calendar year, so really I can only withdraw enough for 4 months. And if I show that to the German government, they're gonna say that doesn't count. So, I'm probably just gonna have to withdraw it and then take a tax penalty. So that's fun. Woo, because I need that there. It's my money, and I just want it to be, you know, there, but yeah. But anyway, but the reason I'd have American assets is because any money you don't spend after a period of like 10 years, you can turn into an IRA, which is quite nice because it's, you know, kind of hard to build up savings as an American these days. Yeah. But so, yeah, American education's so fucked. IRA, not the raw. It's a like a savings kind of thing. No, not Provos. Not that. It's a savings thing where it compounds the interest and it's good. But you have to start saving with those early because you want as much time compounding as possible. So, yeah. But yeah, basically, it's such a nightmare. It's such a nightmare, all the logistics of it. But yeah, that's what I've been working on, and I've been so stressed about that. But I have a plane ticket now, or well, I don't have a plane ticket, but I've reserved a plane ticket. And so I'm gonna pay for it in like a day. But so yeah. And then, what else? I went to Anime NYC. That was fun. Yay! Woohoo! Anime NYC! Let's be happy about that. That was a good thing. I went to Anime NYC and I actually got to meet my artist mama, Kisai, and I bought some stickers from her. I got these really cute stickers. I got a Apothecary Diaries sticker. Where are they? They're in my drawer of mysteries, I know, but I don't know where. Oh yes, here they are. These are just for me to look at because you guys can't see my desk. Actually, my camera fell off, so I can't do hand cam stuff now. But I got a really cute sticker of Mao Mao with an Oxbazor and all of the main Dungeon Meshi characters eating some sort of monster. And it's really cute. And I love her art style. It's so soft and adorable. Mao Mao, yeah. But I also finished Apothecary Diaries, and I gotta say, okay, so I was confounded by Jinshi, because I was like, this guy's a creep. This guy's like a sex pest. Do people want this? Is this what straight women want? And so I was like, let me ask straight women. So I asked straight women, and I was like, is this what straight women want? And they were like, yep. So I'm like, okay. Nice. I'm glad to hear that. I've Fallen and Marcel. Actually, Fallen's not in the sticker, unfortunately. I'm very sad about that. Straight women's types suck. Yeah, I hate Jinshi. I hate Jinshi so much. He's such a fucking creep. The straights are weird, yeah, very. No, he's such a creep. I don't get it. There are people for everything. Yeah, but I was expecting maybe like, I don't know, one person to be like, yeah, I like this. I like this. And then everyone else to be like, no, he's weird. But it's like everyone I polled was like, yes. I love this weird creep. Like, have you seen the honey fingers scene? Have you seen the frog scene? That's creep behavior. That gets you reported to HR behavior. That's workplace sexual harassment. But so, that's weird. But yeah, no, apparently straight women do like it. I don't. What are you talking about? You have to watch the show. You gotta watch the show. Just watch the show. It's actually a really good show. But no, it's like 90% this amazing show with like palace intrigue and like Agatha Christie type medical, like, you know, poisoning and stuff. The show is Apothecary Diaries. But so, like, it's so good. It's so good. It's such an amazing show. And then there's like 10%, ooh, look, they're in love. And then in love is workplace sexual harassment and Mao Mao being like, I don't like you at all. And it's like, is this love? And the answer is apparently yes. And I'm not sure I like that at all. The creep is the reason I didn't even start. Yeah, I mean, if you can get past that, then it's actually a really good show. No, can someone make the Jinshi sex pest free edit where he's just normal? But yeah, this could have been a Yuri. I'm telling you, this could have been a Yuri. This literally could have been a Yuri. There's so many female characters. It's like 90% female characters. The fucking most of the first season takes place in the Rear Palace, aka the Garden of Women. But yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Can we make this edit where every scene is just replaced with them watching Germa? Yeah. No, there are like 17 good Yuri ships, honestly. I'm so sad there's not very much, like, fanfic of it, though. Like, there's like 10 AO3s. But yeah, I like Apothecary Diaries. But so I went to Anime NYC and I got to meet my artist. I was really slick about it too, though. I bought 2 stickers. Like, I went up to her booth and I was like, oh, how much for these stickers? Oh, that's nice. And then I bought the stickers and then I was like, yeah, oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you. I tipped 15%, obviously. And then I said, oh, by the way, I have something for you. And then I reached into my bag and I pulled out one of my stickers, one of my logo stickers. And I passed it over to her and she was like, what's this? Oh, and then she was like, oh my God, it's you. And I was like, yeah, hi. I don't want to hold up your line, but yeah. But yeah. And I offered to treat her to lunch or something, but I think she was busy. But then she said someone came up to her booth and was like, yeah, Lady Saffron's my favorite streamer. So if that was you, yay! Yippee! Thank you. That was cool. That was quite cool. But yeah, no, she was nice. And I got to buy some cool charms from like Uni. My bug collection grows. I bought some bug. She's been like popping off lately. Can I just say, she's been collabing with like Zentreya and Jaden Animations? Like, huh? What the heck? How did that happen? Good for her. But so, yeah. I was watching her the other day when she was talking about how she shared a bed with Mint and my mom was next to me. And she was like, she's not making this better for herself. She's not defending herself at all. But yeah, no, good for her. This is my second bacon number, but how come I am, but how close I am to Alpharad. Shared a bed. Yeah, guys, there's like a clip on Twitter from Nani about them. But they shared a bed, apparently. I don't know. I think Barry might be a little bit of a freak. But so, yeah. 7 degrees of separation from Alpharad. I mean, I'm 3 degrees of separation from actual Kevin Bacon, so... That's pretty cool. I went to school with a kid whose mom was in a movie with Kevin Bacon. That's my connection. Fairy? Bug? Nah. She's a freaky bug. She's a little freaky bug. Oh yeah, and also Mint apparently put her face in Barry's boobs, but also the other person that was there's boobs. I wonder how many degrees of separation Saf is to Saddam Hussein. Now that's a curious one. I don't know. This is the next VTuber Yuri live unfolding. Yeah. No, honestly, I think Barry belongs in the cuck chair. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I think that's where she belongs. It's her natural habitat. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold up, how do I spell these names? Berry Bug? Mint Phantom? Those names? Or Kevin Bacon? You are just jealous. I got to meet Mint. I'm happy. Degrees of separation from Cleo. Both study history. Coincidence? I think not, guys. I have a confession. Despite not being Irish and also not living in Australia, I'm actually also Cleo. She's contractually limited to only stream 12 hours a day. So in order to stream the other 12 hours, she gets to be she's me. Actually, I went to the Phase Connect booth and I got Cleo standee, the racing standee. It's very cute. Cost me $30 though. But I got it and then I was like, is Sakata here? I want to say hi to him, and they were like, no, he's not here. So I didn't get to meet the fish man, but I think I saw him later when I was leaving. But yeah. Hello, Syntax Error, welcome. Fish. He was too busy cheating in Azur Lane. Probably. I went there during the Mari meet and greet thing. I didn't say hi or anything, but I was kind of in the background. But yeah. No, actually, the world is smaller than you'd think. A lot of people are closely connected to more people than you would think. Like how I met Vinny Vinesauce. Sakana, as in banned from Azur Lane Sakana? Did you witness purple walkies? What is purple walkies? I don't know what purple walkies are. Also, for YouTube people, if you don't know why I'm talking to people that don't exist, it's because there's a Twitch chat too. Hello, welcome. But yeah. That was fun though. I enjoyed it. And then I went to my favorite place in K-Town. And I enjoyed that too. I got some food with a friend. Actually, my brother, he wants me to take him to K-Town one day, and my brother was actually there with me, but he was like, I'm gonna go home early. I don't want this to be my whole day. So he left ahead of time. But then, I was like, well, okay, I'm hungry now. I wanna go to, food. So me and the other person I was with went and got food. But so, he was like, did you fucking go there without me? So that was funny. What is this? Michi did NYC Walkies stream with Numi IRL? What the fuck? Okay. Alrighty then. That's interesting. Everyone's favorite restaurant. Food. But yeah. No, the Twitch chat hides in my walls. I need to set up all the emotes and alerts and stuff. I still haven't. I'm lazy, guys. Thus the purple Yuri. Yeah, good for them. Good for them. They seem like a loving couple. But yeah. We are in your walls and we do not pay rent. Yeah, where's the fucking rent, guys? Do you think EU5 is worth pre-order? Honestly, yes. Okay. Granted, I have a financial motivation for people to buy it because I get a cut of any sales that I make through my affiliate link. However, I do legitimately believe that EU5 is pretty dang good. I've been playing an England game right now, just on my own and bug reporting when I can, but they've been very receptive to my feedback. They've been incredibly receptive to my feedback. Who messaged me? My friend. But yeah. Wait, do I not see gift subs? Was there a gift sub? There was a gift sub and it didn't even tell me! Bro, I'm so fucking done. I hate Restream. I'm opening this, but thank you, Baron Kliga, for the 5 gift subs. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me pop out my YouTube chat and just do what I used to do. Restream does not work. Awful platform. But there. Boom. Rent given, it seems. Thank you for the rent. Thank you for the rent. But yeah, basically, I've been playing an England game, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Okay. It's kind of incredible, I think, the way that the systems of the game tell a cohesive story in a way that, like, the other games haven't. Like, I was kind of worried at first, and I still kind of am worried, because, so there aren't really... Oh, thank you, Arthur Harris Verona, for giving the sub to Ribby. But yeah, so basically... Did you manage to get France a PU? Not yet. It's only like 1,400, but I've taken out large swaths of Western France. So, it's going pretty well. But basically, in past games, right, the reason you do things is because there's like a little reward system, right? It's like, you do a thing, it gives you like objectives, you do the thing, and then you get a reward for it, like journal entries or missions. So, that's nice. We love that. But the problem with it is that it's very limiting, because it's like you can only do what they've already decided is within the scope of you doing. And there are missions in EU5, but they're kind of very bare bones and basic, and also they don't work right now. But I get the sense they were added very late in development, and also that's why they haven't been mentioned in any of the dev diaries. But they're mainly just like a tutorial. They're not really like a real game mechanic. I think mod developers will probably use them for more stuff, but I don't see the base game really using them much, and I don't like that. I think that missions are a core part of the EU4 game experience now, and I think without it, there is mainly an information gap, because, like, for example, there's this one event early on, it starts the 100 Years' War, where basically this guy, Robert of Artois, comes to your court, and he says, hey, I'm being hunted by the French. You know, they want me to come back. Please let me be a fugitive here. And then if you say yes, then the 100 Years' War starts. And then you can say, I want actually to own all of France. That'd be cool. But so basically the way it's supposed to work is that you're able to, once you take over some of Artois, you can empower Robert as the, like, vassal in charge of Artois. And then, like... You know, that's like a mission, basically. It's like, hey, do this thing, and then you get reward. The problem is, there's not really anywhere for that to be displayed. There's no, like, decisions menu. There's just, like, it just tells you in one event, and then if it doesn't work, like, there's no way to check if you're doing it right, basically. Which I don't like. I think there does need to be, like, either a decisions thing or a better mission system or something. Something just so you can, the game can give you objectives and you can follow through on it. I also don't like just generally the way missions work, because the way it works currently is that it gives you, it's kind of like the Imperator system. Like, it gives you options in one of 3 categories, but you can only have one mission tree valid at a time. So, like, if you have the one for developing a capital-centric economy... Oh, hello, the police. Hello. Phew. Shut up! I love that. Shit, they found us! Run! But yeah. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. They know what you did. They know what I did. Oh, thank you, Arthur Harris Verona, for a sub to the police. Thank you. But yeah, I wish you could multitask comparator missions. No, exactly. Exactly. So EU5 does have missions, but they're very bare bones. They're also not country specific. They're all generic currently. It does seem like there is the capability to add non-generic missions, and I highly suspect that they will add non-generic missions because it's kind of important. And it would make for good DLC, I think. But currently there's only generic missions. You can also turn missions off as like a game rule, which kind of like sucks. Like, that's how unimportant it is. Because it's basically just a tutorial. It's just like a tutorial of how to play the game. It's just like, here's how you build a road. Here's how you develop a province. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah. But so I think that missions need to be... I'll give you my top 5 things that I think I don't like. Number 1 is missions. I think missions are a core part of the EU4 gameplay experience, and I think that without them, there is an information gap, and there's also a lack of long-term goals. Like, if you know what a country's, like, supposed to do, if it's like, okay, well, I'm Spain, so I should probably colonize the New World, you know, that's cool. Great. We love that. So, you know, you'll do it. But if it's like, I don't know what Vietnam would do, I have no idea where my objectives are other than just like blob. So it's like, you know, a mission tree says, hey, this is what they could do, and this is how, you know, they could go further. So I hope it will not be as dry as Imperator at launch. They have a lot of what they call dynamic historical events. I went through the files and I've been like, how many are there? And there's a lot. I think they're mainly focused on like the majors right now, which does kind of suck. Because a lot of my like favorite HRE minors have nothing. But Burgundy has nothing. That's a big scandal, actually. Burgundy has fuck all. There's no content for Burgundy, and that makes me so sad. And I guess it makes sense. They didn't do anything until much later, and they're not like important. But it's like, please? I want my Burgundy. But yeah. No, I talked to the devs about it, and I was basically like, can I please have Burgundy content? And they said no. Because basically, give a girl her Burgundy content. Exactly. Yeah. But so basically, the problem is that the Burgundy that exists at GameStart is under Odo, Duke Odo of Burgundy. And what would have to happen is it would have to be annexed by France, and then have like an event for France to release Burgundy as an appanage under a person who does not exist at GameStart. Then that person would have to marry very specifically like the Duke of Brabant, the Duke of Holland, and the Duke of Flanders, and make like a whole thing, and Artois. But so basically it's like it would require a lot of scripting. I think that would be good for missions. But because of that, it's like they don't want to railroad it so much. But I think that would be worth railroading. Honestly, I think Burgundy is kind of important. So I'm a little sad about that. Burgundy, I think, can form France. I don't understand what the purpose of formable nations is, because there's no ideas. There's no like, you know, like no national ideas. You don't get missions, so it's like, why would I form them? It's just like, is it aesthetic? Map color? Like what? So I'm trying to figure that out. I think a little bit of railroads could be useful though, basically. I think that some mission trees or scripted content or railroading could be sort of good for the game. And for the DLCs, I think as well. There's no national ideas. No, there's values, which are weird, I think. But yeah. Basically, no missions, no national ideas. See, that's the thing, though, is it's like, okay, these core things, these core, like, you know, EU4 mechanics that make it very board gamey, but also very fun, are missing. But what does it have instead? And the answer is so much. Like, it has a crazy depth of economy, basically. It's so cool the way that, like, Trading is so beyond me, but buildings are so fun. I love the buildings. There's so many to build. No, it's really good. It's so good. It's actually so good. But for my other criticisms, the number 2 I think is the war system right now. It's kind of tedious. Oh, a hype chest. What the fuck is a hype chest? Okay, I got a that's iconic emote. Thank you, the hype chest. I don't understand this website. But basically, yeah, so I don't like the war system right now. I think mainly just because there's too many forts. And also the AI is kind of stupid. It doesn't really know how to supply a naval invasion. It likes to just sort of suicide as well. Like, it just sort of runs into my troops a lot with smaller armies. And I don't know, it's just not very satisfying. It does sort of feel like, you know, hitting your head against a wall. It's also hard to sort of interact with the AI, like your allies. Like in EU4, you could say, hey, go siege down this province. But in this, it's like, you can't say anything to your allies, so it's not like, I don't know. Is colonization good? I haven't really tried out colonization much yet. I can't really speak on that. Currently... Okay, currently there's a bug. There's a bug, in Macaronesia, so like, the Canaries, where it has malaria. It has a malaria modifier, which means that it colonizes really slowly, which is not supposed to be there. It's not meant to do that. But so because of that, like the Iberian countries don't really colonize in the Americas yet because they don't have the range until way too late. So I think colonization, though, they've worked on it. There's like, so there's the build I have, the influencer build, and then they also have an internal build that's like, they've fixed a lot of stuff. So it's like, you know, it's a lot of the stuff that I can say is like a issue right now actually has already been fixed. But yeah, I'm just being honest though. But yeah, so, but colonization does seem interesting at the very least. I like that you have to supply the colonies with like the colony itself, you need like weapons. I like the way the supply system works with colonies as well and like going overseas. Like for example, let's say you have a unit with like tons of cannons, right? You send that unit with tons of cannons to Cuba. Guess what's gonna happen? They're not gonna be able to get more cannons because they're not making cannons in Cuba. And so you basically have to like, you know, send armies you can actually supply to the New World, which I think is really cool. I think that's a great system. But yeah. So, but no, war is number 2. War is number 2, I think. I think it gets better once you get professional armies, because at game's start, you're just sort of bashing your head against a wall with a bunch of levies, and that sucks. But once you get cannons and once you get professional armies, then it gets a lot better. I've sort of just gotten there in my England game. Okay, Colony Sprig 3, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. I want to play an England game as long as I can, though, because I think England has the most content of any country, so I want to sort of experience it all. What is this? But yeah. Actually, guys, I had a funny thing. I had a really funny thing, which, yeah, it's really funny. But basically, I was talking with Johan about the Macaronesia thing, and he was like, yeah, there's a malaria bug. And I said, malaria bug? I think those are called mosquitoes. And everyone booed me. Nobody liked me! Boo! Get off the stage! That's my Oshi. But yeah. No, they're doing a lot, though. They're doing a lot to fix the game as we play it. Wasn't the core of medieval armies made up of men-at-arms? Well, yeah, you get men-at-arms levies. But it's like, you have a very small professional army at game start. Like, there's peasant levies, there's men-at-arms levies, there's cavalry levies. It's actually a really interesting system. I have to get into it more and figure it out, but I've been really enjoying it. Like the actual army composition and the tech stuff. Because, like, the second you're the first person to get professional armies, like, once you get it, you can tear through enemy armies. But at game start, you only get, like, 5 manpower a month. Like, you have to wait until you unlock armories. But yeah. Also, there's serious consequences for sending all your guys to, like, the front. So, for example, if I have, like, 50,000 levies and they all die in France, guess what? I now have 50,000 less population to be, like, working the farms. So it's legitimately detrimental. Like, it actually encourages you to play smart. I think that's pretty friggin' cool. Number 3 thing, though, that I don't like is personal unions. As they are now, they kind of suck and are not worth it. They're not a subject. They're an international organization. So they're like the Catholic Church, basically. Malaria fuck. I've been clipped. Thank you. I appreciate that. But, professional armies are more effective than levies? I'm shocked. Shocked. But yeah, so, what was I saying? Oh, personal unions suck right now. What is the Tennessee flag doing in the thumbnail? That's for later. We'll talk about that after. But so, personal unions I don't really like right now because, so they're not subjects, they're international organizations. And I think the way that they work is actually quite cool because you slowly integrate them. The problem is you just have so little control over them, even when they're fully integrated, that it's like they just sort of suck. And honestly, with how slow integration is, it mainly makes sense just to conquer them. Like, it's faster and probably more efficient. They call you into offensive wars all the time, which is really annoying. You just sort of get called in, and then it's like, if they lose their land. And sometimes your other subjects' land as well, because they're the war leader for some reason, even if you're the senior partner. So that's lame. Don't like that one bit. Don't like that one bit. So, there's that. But, yeah. No, the personal unions are just kind of lame. You don't get any benefit from having them, really. Like, if you get one naturally, I guess it's nice. But it's not really worth going and seeking them out. Like, you're better just taking the land directly, you know? I do like, though, that personal unions can form through, like, marriages and inheritances. That's cool. Senior partner should be the war leader. I think that would be a good change. Also, there was an annoying... I don't know if it's a bug or intended, like, design, but I had, basically, the Aragonese peasants... I was playing as Castile. The Aragonese peasants rose up, and they... absolutely bitch slapped the Aragonese. They got them down to like 2 provinces, 2 locations even, and they won the war. And so when the way like rebellions work, which I think is really cool, is it's the imperator system, but better. It's a better imperator system, but it is still an imperator system where basically they rise up as a unique new country and then they fight against you. And I think that's actually really cool. I think that's a nice way to actually do it so that they feel like a real country and not... What is that? Hello? Oh, that's my chair. I heard my chair and I thought it was a thing. But so, my personal union subject, which was at level 5 integration, there was no way for me to join the war against their, peasant rebels. There's no way to join the war, which sucks, because it's like, well, you're just gonna lose then, I guess. But so then when they won, they annexed Aragon, and because it was a different country, technically, they were no longer in my personal union. And so I just lost it. And it was like, well, there's nothing I could have done there. Well, what could I have done differently to have kept the personal union? So that was really stupid. I didn't like that. But so personal unions kind of suck right now, which means that playing countries that rely on personal unions, like Austria or Castile, kind of also sucks right now. I don't really like it very much, but so I'm holding off for them to maybe fix those a bit, make them a bit better. What else? Is it the same thing for vassals? No, vassals are great. Vassals, they manage really, really well. So I'm happy with vassals. I've got like 20 fiefdoms in France right now, so that's cool. But yeah. What else don't I like? Oh, number 4, the trade UI. I always just automate trade right now because it's really complicated. But Loris has more to say on this because he's sort of been playing a lot of trade games. But the trade UI is just sort of awful and unintuitive. I hope that they fix that because it's just... It's just really not good right now. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry. I haven't played as a building-based country, but I want to eventually. But so... What was I saying? Oh, the UI. Yeah, the trade UI sucks. It needs to be more intuitive, because a lot of the trades are, like, good for a month, but then they aren't good, or, like, you can do them and then you're instantly outcompeted. It needs to show you actually what you can do and not, like, weird suggestions. So, yeah. And theoretically, if you micro the trade, it can be very strong. It can be incredibly strong. The problem is it sucks to micro the trade because it's unintuitive. So I, like, don't want to do it. So I don't. So I just put it on automatic. Yeah, the UI is just bad, basically. So, like, for example, it's hard to check, like, what is, you know, where would it be most profitable to import this from? Or, I don't really care where this thing comes from. I just want you to import 5 fine cloths. So, it's like, yeah. Yeah. No, they solve a lot of the problems and then they're like, we need to do it new. So that's something, I guess. But, yeah. But so that's something. That's, I think, number 4 for me. But, like, I don't know. What else? What's number 5? I guess number 5, this is very minor. This is a very minor complaint, but I don't really like the characters. I think they're often integrated kind of poorly. Like, for example, you know how in EU4 you have diplomats? Like, you have, like, 4 diplomats and you can send them out, and if they're out, then you can't use them. They got rid of that system for, like, a mana system, which seems counterintuitive to the whole game ethos. Oh, that's another thing. They're like, we don't have mana in this game. They do. They do. Everything costs an amount of stability or legitimacy. Or diplomats, if it's a diplomatic action. So, effectively, they do still have mana. It's just that they call it stability. So, it's like, I guess, one step abstracted. But I don't see a problem with that. I think that a mana system is useful because real things cost things that are kind of not, you know, unabstractable. So, I think that's fine. It's just that they're like, it's no mana. And I'm like, well, what the hell is a legitimacy? What is one legitimacy, my guy, if not a mana? So, there's that. But I don't like how it's like, I have characters in my court. I would like them to be the diplomats instead of just mana. If my hot take is money is mana also. Because it's an abstraction, also of value. That's the real life. But so basically, there's that. And then there's also the royal marriages, which are a bit of an issue right now. When you do a royal marriage, when you, like, marry a country, you actually need, like, a real person to marry. So you can't just say, I'll have someone in my country marry someone in Spain. You have to be like, no, I want my grandson, Pedro, to marry the English, like, cousin, the cousin of the English king. Like, you actually need people, which I think is a cool idea. The problem is just that there's not a lot at game start, and also it's kind of finicky. Like, for example, I was having an issue where I was playing as Spain, or Castile, and I wanted to marry the heir to Aragon, because it was like, oh, easy personal union, like, you know, Iberian Union thing could be going on here. Very easy, I could do that. But I couldn't, because the Aragonese heirs all lived in Angoulême, in France. I don't know why they lived there. I think their mother lived there, but she was just a courtier. She didn't even rule it. It was just like, okay, I guess you're there. But so because of that, since they weren't in Aragon, I couldn't marry them through Aragon. And since they weren't the ruling dynasty in Angoulême, I couldn't, like, marry them there. So it was like, okay, well, this is just annoying. There's also no, like, betrothal system, so you have to wait for them to be 15. Or 16, I think, in order to marry them off, which whatever. I do wish there was a betrothal system. I think that would be cool, but yeah. I do like that better than, I mean, it is better. It is better to have like a definitive line of succession. It's just, it gets annoying when it's not like totally well integrated. So yeah. Enjouement. Yeah, that one. I can't say things. I can't say French. I don't respect the French. But yeah. I also like that you can set the AI to historical. That's cool. I do like that. I do very much like that. I like that you can do that because it's like like basically for all of the dynamic historical events, if there's like there's always an option that's like noted as historical, which I think is cool. It's like, what did they do here? Oh, that one. Cool. I'll do that. But so you can set it so that they'll either, you know, be like, well, in this situation, it would be better to do this, so I'll do that. But in this situation, it'd be better to do this. So that's cool, I think. That's really cool that you can, like, set it to do that. I also need to get some water because my throat is getting dry. But, basically, it's like, I don't know. I think it is pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool. But yeah. No, I think it's good though. I think it is really good. I'm enjoying the like army, not the war system necessarily. I think there's too many forts, but I like that. I think also they need to rebuff economics because I think in the earlier build that I didn't play, it was pretty strong and then they nerfed it. So that kind of leads to like Genoa, and like Venice just sort of dying to their mainland like competitors like Verona and Lombardy, which sucks because there's like, you know, there's cool stuff for them. But overall, I really like it. I do really like it. I'm excited to play. See, that's the thing is it's like, I want the next release. I want them to release the full thing, or the next, the internal version so I can play it. Let me play the next version. Because like currently, for example, the HRE is kind of broken. The voting button doesn't work, so you can't vote for anyone. So there's that. But I do like it. I think fundamentally it is a very good. I think fundamentally it is probably one of the better games that Paradox has done. Definitely better than U4 on release. Jesus, so much better. Better than Vic 3. Probably better than CK3 on release? I'm not sure. I didn't really play CK3 on release, but yeah. No, it's improved in so many areas, and areas that people asked for improvements, like in trade and buildings. Buildings are so big now. Somebody was asking if you can play tall. You definitely can. You can literally, like, the big constraint is population. The big constraint is that you need people, but if you can get people to migrate to your country by having, like, a nice country, then yeah, you can do it. Or if you start as like a nation that has a large population but is small, like in Italy. Italy is really good for that. But yeah. Yeah, EU5 had 15 as the adult age. But yeah, so I've played like 40 hours of it, by the way. And I think once I got past sort of like I'm playing EU4, so why is this not working thing? And once I was like, oh, this is EU5. Like, this is a different game. I have to play it differently. This is how I, like, learn this. Then I was like, oh, I get it. This is actually really fun. But if you go into it expecting EU4, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna be like, where's the missions? That was my first thought. I loaded up the game and I was like, what do I do? There's no missions. But I think it is actually really good. And I think it actually might be, if anything, a little more intuitive for new players. So I'm excited to see how that works. But yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Also, I'm gonna go get water real quick. I'll be back. Hello, I'm back. I'm back. I've wet the whistle. I'm so spoiled for games. I got Silksong and EU5 coming out this fall. That's gonna be fun. I'm so excited for that. I will say I'm a little worried about the release times because I moved to Germany on October 1st and EU5 comes out November 4th, I think? So I have about a month to move there, get my computer, get all set up, reinstall my GPU, get permission to work in Germany. You know, like that's a lot. That's a lot. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. I'm excited for that. Oh, no, I've been really enjoying EU5. I can't go into too much detail with the, like... Do you have to pause YouTube and Twitch subs? I don't think I will, actually, because I think I'm gonna keep my registrations all in the US for now, because I still have to pay taxes in the US. And so I get the US tax documents. Which it won't give me if I move it to Germany. PDX are bros, they'll delay the game for you. Have you tried Greenland? I have not. That sounds miserable. Greenland sounds awful. Stream on Discord if you don't get the permission? That's business, unfortunately. But basically they're like, cause you know, it's like sponsored stuff. But I'm allowed to say also that we will get to play a full build of it live once it's ready. I think we'll understand if you can't stream on release. Well, I want to stream on release. But yeah. It is a very complicated game though, I will say. The way that things interlock is crazy. Like, your estates need to be happy or they won't give you as many levies. I was like, why am I getting so few naval levies? And it was because my burgers were angry. How does one get affiliated with Paradox? So, it's kind of complicated. The way this whole industry works is you have to know a guy. The link you clicked is malformed. Does it not work? Huh? Why does it not work? Is it because it's cropping the message? I think it's cropping the message. Hold on. Okay, it works on YouTube. What the fuck is going on? The message is fucking cropped. That's so annoying. Hold on. Yeah, it's cropped. Oh, it's because I copied it wrong. I copied it from YouTube, and on YouTube it's cropped. It's so fucking funny. Oops. Whoopsies. Let me do that again. Yeah, that's on me. Oops. Here. Oops. There. No, that's not right. That's also not right. That's still cropped. Can you stop cropping yourself, boy? Ah. Okay, I'm just gonna retype it all here. And then I'm gonna take my link and I'm gonna copy the link. I'm gonna put it here. There. That now works. That one now works. Thank you, Overheat, for pinning it. Why does it say it twice? Because I fucked it up. Because I'm a competent streamer. Professional streamer, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to Germany because it's crazy here right now. I don't want to be in this country right now. Are you kidding me? You hear they're going after SSRIs, antidepressants. I take those. I'd like those not to be made illegal. That would be cool if they didn't make that illegal. Yeah, RFK Jr. doesn't like SSRIs. He thinks they're, like, evil. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I also want to talk about my trip to Tennessee. Because I went to Tennessee for a week. I got to see some friends, and I had a really great time. So, see, the reason I made those daily posts is not for you guys. It's for me, so that I remember what I actually did. Let's start with day 1. Day 1. Okay, so day 1 was really fun. I got to so I sort of got in at like 4 or so. But yeah, I went to Tennessee. I went to Tennessee for a week. A week. Exactly a week, actually. So that was nice. I went to God's land, yeah. I went to Tennessee for a week. I have some friends that live there, and they invited me and a bunch of others. I went there last year, but it was just me. This time it was me and a bunch of my other friends as well. But that was fun. I had a really great time. The Volunteers Day! Go Vols! Go Vols! I actually have some Vols stickers because my friend's dad was like, hey, have some Vols stickers. But so, yeah, so I got there at like 4 or so, and I was the first one to get there. Okay. So, when I was there, actually, my friends were like, we don't like the names that you gave us last time you talked about us. And I was like, fuck it, you know what, you're getting new names then. So their new names are John, Paul, George, and Ringo. So there was John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And then Yoko Ono. Because there was another girl. And then I need a 6th person. Give me a 6 Beatle. Or whatever. There was a 6th Beatle, right? Or like a 5th Beatle? Who is it? 5th Beatle. No? Plevin? Wasn't there somebody that Ringo replaced? John, Paul. Yeah. Tinky Winky? Peter Best? You know what? We'll do Pete. No, that's complicated. Hold on. I don't like that. None of these names are good. You know what? Fuck it. We'll call that one, oh, what's their name? I'm forgetting. We're gonna call the 6th person David Bowie, because they have David Bowie earrings and a David Bowie shirt. Okay. So those are my friends. We've got John, Paul, George, Ringo, Yoko Ono, and David Bowie. Those are my friends. Those are my friends I was there to see. So, alright. What are the old names based on? Stuart Sutcliffe? We'll not use him. Let me write this down, though, because I'm gonna get confused otherwise. Do I have paper? Ooh. Do I have a paper I can use? Oh, that's a paper. Okay. Let me write these down. John, Paul, George, Ringo, Yoko Ono. I actually have met Yoko Ono in real life. Oh, thank you, Arthur Harris Verona. And then David Bowie. Okay. I have it all written down, so now I can keep it all straight. my Beatles fan cast as my friends. So, okay. So, my two friends that live in Tennessee are John and Paul. John and Paul live in Tennessee. And we were all gonna go fly down there to go see them. That was gonna be fun. You know, we're all from the north. And so a lot of us haven't really been to the South. And so some of us were like, yeah, we're gonna go to the South, experience American culture. And I'd already been there, so I was sort of like, you know, the expert. So, yeah, I'll get to that. I'll get to that Vancouver. But, so basically, John and Paul were already down there because they lived there. George and Yoko Ono were driving there. Now, you may wonder, why would anyone drive there when you could just take a plane? It's probably cheaper even with gas costs. There's a good reason. It's because George does not have a real ID. A real ID is a thing in America, by the way. It's an ID with a star on it that indicates you can use it on, like, flights. They're rolling them out for, like, everything, basically. He does have an ID. He has a learner's permit. However, it is not a real ID. And we were like, why didn't you pay the extra $60 to make it a real ID? And he was like, I didn't want to pay it. We were like, you're not supposed to pay it if you already have a real ID, but it exists in case you don't, i.e. you. So basically, because George was kind of dumb and didn't do that. This is, by the way, the same George that once showed up to my house and was like, I want to make a meatball. And then he was like, okay, I brought half a pound of ground beef and nothing else. And we were like, George, you need other things for that. You need other things for that. Ah, the dumb guy. No, he's an ideas guy. He's very hypothetical. He's like, you know, I want to eat a meatball sub. I can make that. Perfectly fine, you know, like idea, perfectly good plan. The problem is that it's like, then he has to figure out how to actually do it. So, yeah. So, he's an ideas guy. We were worried that Yoko Ono and George would break down in, like, West Virginia and die. They almost camped by the side of the road, which we really didn't want. They stayed at a hotel at our insistence. Yeah, you're supposed to have a passport. Yeah, you really need ID as an adult. But he's like, nah. It's so funny, too, because he wants to travel. He wants to go to, like, Romania and Italy and, like, Austria. He wants to go to school in Austria. And so it's like, guy, you gotta get, George, you gotta get, like, your passport. But so, basically, so that was sort of chapter 1. And then, as I was getting on the plane, it was a pretty short flight. It was only like 2-3 hours. So I got on the plane, and I see in the group chat, hey, we've broken down at, like, the Davy Crockett Welcome Center in East Tennessee. I was like, uh-oh, that's not good. So I'm like, okay, well, but they'll sort it out in the hours I'm on the plane. So, so I get on the plane, and then I fly for, you know, the time. The plane flight was fine. The guy next to me was actually playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I think. It was Brotherhood or 2, I couldn't tell. But, he's playing it on, like, a Switch, and I was like, ooh, I was like looking over, like, ooh. I was almost gonna be like, God, you have good taste. But I didn't want to interact with a person on a plane, so I didn't. Also, he didn't have a mask. But, basically, yeah, so I got on the plane, I flew on the plane for a couple hours, and then when I get back down, no messages. We've heard nothing from George and Yoko Ono, so as far as I'm concerned, they're dead in the woods at this point, probably. I don't know what the hell is going on with them. Nobody knows what the hell is going on with them. They haven't said anything to anyone else either, but we're just sort of like, you know what? I'm sure they'll figure it out. It's out of our hands now. So that happened. That was really funny. But in the meantime, we were waiting for Ringo, who was also flying in, but his flight was a little later. So what we did is we all went to a southwestern place, which, if you don't know, southwestern food is like if white people made Mexican food badly. So, you know, like quesadillas and stuff. All of the staff didn't seem to want us to be there. Like, they really didn't like us. But so what I did is I ordered, and it came with a big tray of chips, and that was nice. They were not good chips, but it was nice that they had chips. I tried to order an icy, and then they were like, sorry, we're all out of ices. Fuck you. Also, hold on, what is this? I'm noticing my horns are like flashing. Did you see that? I swear, maybe there's something I need to fix. Dark. There's probably some angle that I didn't properly do. Oh well. But so basically, should have started aggressively backseating. But so we went to this southwestern place, and I was going to get a cup of sweet tea, because this is the South. And so I put down my tray on the table, and apparently I didn't put it down enough on the table because the whole thing fell on the floor. And my quesadilla was okay, but I got like a whole pile of chips on the floor, and I was like, no! My fucking chips! They're all on the floor! Ah! And the people working at the restaurant were like so fucking annoyed seeming with me. And then eventually they were like, here's more chips, and they gave us a whole new tray of chips, and I was like, thank you. That was nice. But they really just seemed to want us out of there. I think it was also like about closing time, so they were like, get the hell out of here, you fucking weirdos. But so eventually we do hear back from George and Yoko, and we go and we meet them at a Target, and we go and sit in a Target parking lot. And then it's just, you know, sort of chill for a little while, and then we go back to John's house. And John's house is great, by the way. It's a really nice house. It has like an upstairs and like a den, and there's a pinball machine. I didn't even know about that last time I was there, but his dad is like really big into pinball, and he has like a whole man cave, and so we were playing in the man cave. I got pretty good at pinball. I was getting like 400,000 pretty regularly. And it's a Cubs themed pinball machine. But there was also like a Plinko machine. And George it was so fucking funny. George was at it, and he was like, you know, flicking the thing so to make like the ball go up and then fall down. He was like, I can see how people could get addicted to this. And we're like, there's no money. This isn't a thing you would bet money on. This is just like, there's balls. Like, this is like being like, this is like saying you could get addicted to this over like one of those, the cow goes moo machines for like small children. So that became like a running gag. We'd be like, you could get addicted to this over things that you could not get addicted to. But yeah. So that was funny. That was very funny. But then eventually Ringo got there. I think someone went to pick him up at the airport. But yeah, don't let him near Pachinko. But so we had a fun time with that. And I also got to watch all my friends. They didn't really have real dinner because they didn't have Southwestern, just me. And the people that live there, because I was there first. But I need to drink more water. Hydration. You know what they say, hydrate or dihydrate. But so basically, they didn't have dinner. We had some leftover chips though, the ones that didn't fall on the floor. And so they were like, let's eat some chips. So they went and they just ate a bunch of chips. But then they were like, you know what we could do with these chips? We could dip them in water. And so they started dipping chips in water. And I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why are you dipping chips in water? And they were like, ooh, let's find other things to dip it in. And I was like, there's milk in the fridge. There's almond milk. They were like, let's dip the chips in almond milk. And so they started dipping the chips in almond milk. And I was like, what is happening? But unsurprisingly, Ringo is the one that started that. But so, yeah. Deranged behavior. But so John has 2 cats, or 3 cats also. There's 2 which are very, very sweet, and like very, you know, sort of, or well, no. So, okay, so there's two that are sisters. And they're both very sweet. I like them both. But one of them is really shy and sort of just hides under the bed all the time. But the other one is so cute and talkative. She just sort of comes out and is like meow, 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 and just says so many things. And also she's full of goop. Like, she's so congested all the time and also sneezing, and her eyes are so like goopy and running. So she's the goopy kitty. But she's so sweet. She's so sweet. She loves attention. She loves getting pat. So I love her. I love her so much, and I was paying a lot of attention to her. And then there's my favorite cat, which is named Orange Kitty. Orange Kitty was a stray that was just sort of around the neighborhood, and then they just sort of domesticated him over time, and now he's just like, it's funny, he like can go in the house whenever he wants, but he can also go out of the house. And so he's just like, yeah, I come through here every now and then, you know, they give me food, whatever. But he's very smart. He just sort of watches from the window sometime. Like he's very much a voyeur. He likes to watch the other cats too. He observes them. I think he thinks he's better than them, and I wouldn't doubt him. I think he is probably better than them. But he's very smart. He's not very loud at all. He doesn't meow or anything. But so he's sort of cool. He's like a cool bad boy. But he doesn't like being pet really. But so I was so excited when he remembered me, I think, from last time, and he let me pet him, and I was like, oh, yay! Yippee! But he was very sweet. And apparently one day, so I had a room upstairs. I was on my own. And one time, apparently, he came over to my door while I was asleep, and Paul saw this, and he started, like, meowing at my door and, like, wanting to be let in. And it was like, no, you can't go in, she's asleep. Does he push stuff from the table? No, I think they're actually pretty good about that. But yeah, so that was nice. That was nice. I got to see kitties. Yeah. But yeah, and I think we watched some Seinfeld episodes as well. I really like the shitty episodes of Seinfeld. Like, we watched, like, The Summer of George, which is just, like, Elaine experiences sexual harassment. Jerry gets cucked. So... But yeah, no, I really like the bad episodes of Seinfeld. But yeah. So that was fun. That was day one. And then, so, oh yeah, so for the sleeping arrangements, so funny thing, I think it was. Yeah, John's mom was like, oh yeah, we can have the girls sleep upstairs and the boys sleep downstairs. Funny thing about that made no sense at all. There was me and another girl, but like everyone else was like a guy, and also then there was David Bowie, who was non-binary, and so it's like, where the fuck do they go? The stairs? So it was already a silly plan, but also like half of us have lived together. Actually, no, all of us have lived together. We've all lived together in the past. Like, Yoko used to live with Ringo and George. So, like what, huh? But so basically what ended up happening is that John and Paul shared a room. And then I had my own little room upstairs, and that was nice. The girls sleep upstairs. And then everyone else slept in the basement. On like, you know, air mattresses and stuff. So it was a pretty good situation, but it was just so funny. It was like, but so yeah, one of the girls slept downstairs, and then the other one slept upstairs. But it was like, yeah, the yowie party downstairs. No, literally. But so I was like, I think I related to my friends that like. Forget who it was. I think it was Remy. I was talking to Remy about this, and he was like, I think the mom's a Fujo. She wants to get all the guys together. And I was like, oh god. But then I showed my friends that message, and one of them who watches Remy was like, no, I'm not gay. Make sure he knows that. So that was funny. But yeah, so it was a pretty good arrangement. I had my own room to myself, which was nice because I could sleep naked, which is how I normally do because I get hot when I sleep. But yeah. But yeah, that was day 1. And then on day 2, we didn't do a whole lot, I will say. We sort of woke up kind of late, and then we went to Waffle House for breakfast, and I love Waffle House. I'm so sad that we don't have good Waffle Houses up here, because I love the biscuits. The biscuits are so good. I don't even like the gravy. I just like the biscuits. But so, that was fun. That was really fun. We went to Waffle House. We got like 700 pounds of food. But I think, like, let me check my photos, because I might have more photos of things we did. Oh, we went antiquing. Yeah, we went antiquing afterwards. That was fun. That was very fun. We found a bunch of, like, campaign clips. Or, like pins. Like, campaign pins from, like, the 60s. Like, we found, like, a Dukakis pin and, like, a Carter pin. There was also a Guy Fieri shirt. Oh, hello, the police again. And I found a Prada Labubu and a Pickelhaube. That was weird. There's a lot of antique stores run by old ladies is what I found. Like, a lot. A lot of antique stores run by old ladies. Some of them are scary. We went to a really scary one. But then, most of them are kind of normal and just, like, whatever. But that one was fine. That one was fine. But then afterwards, we went back home, and then we played a game of Risk. And so we played a lot of Risk when we were there, which I think is really funny, because it's like, you know what I do when I go on vacation from my map gaming career? I play map games. So we played Risk, but weirdly enough, it sort of ended up being more of like a diplomacy game. Like we had the Alberta Accords, which divided the North American continent down the middle, and like we were fighting against the Red Menace, which was China, because George was playing very aggressively. And then he got bored because he was texting a girl, and he was like, hold on, I don't care about playing anymore, just kill me so I can text this girl. So that was funny. But yeah, so we had a DMZ in Central America. It was crazy. Like, we were fully just like, we were doing UN type shit, and I came in second. But Ringo, he played it very smartly. He was basically the UN. He was doing some crazy UN shit. And so he organized us all against George. And then after he had been defeated, he basically went one after the other, and he grabbed everyone's cards. And then, because the way Risk works, if you get over 6 cards, or 6 cards are over from killing someone, you have to instantly play it. So he would kill someone, get their cards, get more troops, kill someone, get more cards, get more troops. And so eventually it was just me left, and I was like, I surrender. Yeah, I can't win this. I don't even have a set. Is this what the UN does? Bokoan sounding ass game? Yeah, basically. But so, that was really fun. It was crazy though, it was absolutely crazy. It lasted like 5 hours. And then after that, we watched 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which is a rom-com? It's sort of more like just a bad movie, and nobody enjoyed it. And so we were like, Paul, you're no longer allowed to choose movies anymore. Did you have exploded card value? Well, the card value goes up by first 2, and then 3, and then 5. So by the end, we always have like 50, like, you know, you're getting like 50 troops per card. Also, we had an old version, like from 1969 or something, and it had like square pieces, which were quite nice. And you could play with 6 people as well, which was better than the modern versions where you can only do 5. But yeah, that was fun. But so we watched 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and it was fucking awful. Do not watch that movie. It was so bad. None of us liked it. Also, I was playing my horse game the entire time because I didn't like it. But yeah. I also kept introducing people's dads to the horse game, and everyone was like, don't do that. Do not fucking do that. Stop it. A British institution. It's funny though, Hugh Grant just sort of stands around and like looks at nothing a lot. Like a lot. It's really like just eerie. But no, none of us liked that movie. Everyone had a bad time. And then we were all like, you're not allowed to choose movies anymore because you have bad taste. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when I was at the airport, they didn't like my passport card. I actually forgot my passport at home, but I carry my passport card because that's my ID, and you can use that for domestic flights. And I was like, please don't take a picture of me, because I don't like it when the government takes pictures of me. I think that's weird. But so, I said, don't take a picture of me. And then they were like, sorry, we can't scan your passport card in the machine because it won't, like, take the picture off of it. And I was like... They're like, yeah, sorry, you have this passport card and you can use it to fly on the airplane. It's just that, like, our system doesn't work with it, so fuck you. And I'm like... So eventually I just let them take a picture of me. But, like, fucking stupid ass shit. Like, come on, man. If you have a thing and it doesn't work, then you don't actually have a thing. Like, come on, man. But yeah. But... Oh yeah, and then on day 3, we went... Actually, we had... So we went to this place. I don't know if you know about this. But in Tennessee, there's this place called Pigeon Forge. Which is kind of just terrifying. It's like... if a highway was an amusement park. And there's like... Well, there's like Dollywood on the side. And like Margaritaville. And like all kinds of stores. There's a place called Sexy Stoof. Which is like an adult store. And it's just crazy. Yeah, in Tennessee. But like, seriously, look up pictures of Pigeon Forge. It's fucking terrifying. Let me see if I can get some. It's like all like barns and shit. It's really weird. Oh, they have a Titanic. Here. Low-res ass picture. But they have just a fucking Titanic park. I don't know why they have that. They have an Alcatraz as well. I can't find a picture of that. It's just sort of like a crazy fucking place. Hold on. They've got Magic Quest. You want to go to Magic Quest? There's like castles and shit. Let me get Dollywood. Dollywood. Which is like, it's like a whole fucking thing. That's a family. I don't want to show that. Not really any good pictures of this. Here. Dollywood. Random question, but what is your opinion on the Anno series? I've never played it, actually. I own it, but I've never played it. But yeah, Pigeon Forge is scary. And so, like, the people that hadn't seen it before were like, ah, this is terrifying. What the fuck? So that was fun. That was fun. I'd seen it before, but then we all went to the Smoky Mountains and we did a little hiking. And we saw a bunch of families of like, okay, we came to a realization over the trip, and this is very important. That, so you guys know what woke is, right? And I realize that makes me sound like a 60-year-old immediately, but you guys know what woke is, right? So we've realized that the opposite of woke is Volk. V-O-L-K, like in German. Like the opposite of if something is woke is if something is Volk. And so we referred to stuff as Volk. Like that's Volk as hell. And this is an important thing to note because when we were there, we would see like hiking families. There were two kinds of people that we saw hiking. We saw lesbian couples and we saw like families of 7 with a pregnant blonde mom and 5 like scary blonde children. And we'd be like, that's Volk as hell. What the hell? Can you explain why? I don't know. It's like, what is Volk? Volk, so literally it means like people. But it's also like like a nation or like a sort of like there was a big movement in Germany called Volkism, which was like, you know, Germanocentrism, German nationalism. It's what, like, you know, Nazism grew out of. So it's that sort of thing. So in the American context, Volk is like super American patriotism, you know, like having flags on everything, or like, you know, being ignorant of history. It means the people. Yeah, basically. Is this the one and only Lady Saffron? It is, the graduate of history. That's me. As of in a month. Stereotype conservative. Yeah, just like aggressively national is sort of how I would describe it. Volk. That's more, I know it's like folk, but that's how we were saying it. So we were like, that's Volk as hell. But yeah. So we saw a lot of Volkish families, and that was scary. But yeah, the Volk from Volkswagen, yeah. You left the EU5 mines? Yeah, I'm out of the mines. Yeah, but only hot tub salesmen, security guards, and their blonde wives. Exactly. See, you get it. But yeah, so we had a lot of that. We had a lot of very scary Volkish people around. But yeah. But so we got to see the Smoky Mountains, though. That was very nice. That was very nice to see. We had a fun time there. Yeah. No, but I think it's a good word. I hope it spreads. Use that as like the opposite of woke. Like whenever you see someone being like, guys, I fucking love America, be like, that's Volk as hell. Le Volkism. Utter Volk nonsense. No, literally. But so it's like, yeah. That was basically what we saw there, a lot of that. But then afterwards we went to Margaritaville, which I've never been to a Margaritaville, but I do have a Margaritaville, like, magnet from when my friends went to Cleveland. And so we went there, and it was really annoying, actually, because, so the only ones of us that are able to drink are me, John, and Paul. Everyone else is under 21. And so because of that, you know, if we wanted to get like a margarita or something, which we didn't because margaritas are gross, but if we wanted to get something, then like it would have only we would have been able to, and either John or Paul had to drive the car. So because of that, only basically I and one other person could drink, which kind of sucked. But so we went to Margaritaville. Somehow Yoko and Ringo got lost because they went to the Margaritaville Hotel instead of the Margaritaville restaurant. So we went there, and I got a burger, and I always forget that I like burgers pretty well done. Like, I want the whole fucking congratulations. But so I ordered it far too rare, and it was too wet, and it made my tummy hurt. And also I got a Havana and bananas. And it was okay. It was like Bailey's and rum and like banana or whatever. But I don't know. I don't like rum. It just, I don't like that kind of alcohol. But so, yeah. But so I felt bad afterwards. I kind of felt gross. And so I just went and sort of lied down for the rest of the day. Never heard that before. That I don't like rum. But yeah. But yeah. You and I have different taste in drinks, but I don't know about Bailey's anymore. Bailey's is good in, like, coffee. When I was in Germany last time, what we started doing, because the classes were boring, not me, because I'm a good student, but other people started, they would stop by a church early in the morning before going to class, and they would put Bailey's in their coffee. But yeah. But so we went to Margaritaville, and then afterwards we sort of I just went and I lied down because I was feeling kind of gross. And a kitty sneezed on me, the goopy kitty. So that was fun. Yay, goopy kitty sneezed on me. Yippee. And check my photos as well to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Because it was a strange and wild time. Oh yeah, and then I think we watched more Seinfeld as well. But, oh yeah, and I saw turkeys. I saw turkeys in the Smoky Mountains. And then also, for some reason, they have 2 cockatoos in a cage outside of Margaritaville. Don't know why that's there. That was weird. Goopy kitty sneezing on you sounds disgusting. No, she's a baby. She's just a little guy. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also, so when we were at Margaritaville, actually I forgot about this. When we were at Margaritaville, we took a picture. They have this like these giant like Adirondack chairs outside of every Margaritaville. And so we took a picture, all of us, like sitting in one of them, and we sent it to our group chat. And David Bowie, who still wasn't there at that point, was like, "Yeah, I was wondering who got someone to take that picture." And I assumed it was you, Saf, because nobody else would go and like, you know, ask a random person to take a picture. Because see, that's the thing. Everyone else has shame. I have no shame. I'm just like fucking whatever. I don't care. So yeah. But then, let's see, what did we do after? Yeah, we watched some more stuff. Ooh, kitty video. Kitty video, yippee. Becoming violently ill is the Margaritaville average experience, so honestly, you had a better than average time. Why were you frozen, Saf? Because I was looking at my photos, and I can't have my photos in VTube Studio open at the same time. But yeah, so that was fun. That was day 3. And then on day 4, we went over to my other friend's house. And, okay, this is important. We went to Paul's house. Paul's house is scary. It's, like, really scary. I'm sorry, but it is. It's very big. It's like almost not even I don't know. It's like a small McMansion, I would say. But they got it for cheap, like, long ago. I don't know how, but, like, it's this very large house. It's very large. It has 2 stories and like 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and a pool. And they have like, their fridge is like wood paneled. It's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. But it's also just really scary. Like, for example, there's like family photos on every single like surface. Every single surface. There's gotta be like hundreds of them. And it's like, everywhere I look, I see a young Paul, and I'm like, why? Why? Who would want to see this many pictures of their children? That's so fucking weird. I don't know. My family does not take that many pictures. But so it was like, I don't know. It was very scary. Also, the entire upstairs area is dedicated to American Girl dolls. They have like 20 of them just sort of around with like all their accessories and their beds and like their pets and everything. It's like probably a couple $1,000s worth of American Girl doll stuff. So that's terrifying. That's terrifying. That's where I slept also. That's where I slept. But we had a pool party there and that was fun. We got to see Paul's parents, who are kind of insane, both of them. A little bit. But so that was interesting. We played some strategories and we all did it wrong, and I heard the wrong word, and so I fucked it up. But we had a little pool party first, and that was very fun. Actually, John had just gotten a tattoo, and so he didn't want to get it wet. So what he did is he put on like a rash guard on his one arm that he had the tattoo on, and then he sort of just sat in like one of those pool floaties that you can just sort of sit around in, and he didn't want to get water on it. But so I was playing around. I had a hat on and I was using it like a bucket to like put water on people. And I wasn't actually gonna get any water on him, or like, you know, not on his arm. But he was like I was like, you know, shoveling water towards him, and he was like, haha, you missed me. And then immediately after, he like floated right into a sprinkler thing in the pool and then got water all over him, and then he was like, I'm injured. And so that was funny as hell. It was like, yeah, instant karma. That was funny. What is that noise? There's like a weird clicking noise coming from my computer, and I don't like that. Please be normal. But so Yeah, so we had a pool party. And then afterwards we were doing like a hot dogs and burgers thing. And we had a weird selection, but there were 3 meat hot dogs. And so I was called upon first for what I wanted by Paul's dad. And I said, well, I would like 2 hot dogs, but assuming other people want them, I'd just have 1. And then everyone else was like, whoa, 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 don't steal all the hot dogs. And I was like, I'm saying it's a conditional. It's a conditional. If you guys want, you guys can have. I'm just saying if nobody wants, then I want. I just wanted to let that be known because I'm going first. And then everyone was like shitting on me for stealing all the hot dogs. That was funny. But then, I don't know. What I was really excited about though was, so Paul's younger sister, is I think a senior in high school right now. And she just started AP Euro. And so she's really interested in European history. And so I was like, hey, I have these 2 games that I think you might like. I think you might be interested in. Kingdom Come Deliverance and Crusader Kings 3. I think you might like both of them. They're like historical strategy games, like role-playing game kind of, or like RPGs. I think you'd like them. Because she plays video games. And then she was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm looking for more historical strategy games. And I was like, historical strategy games, you say? Well, I might just have a couple for you. So then I listed out the whole Paradox series. I was like, Saffron, no, big mistake. I got another one. Activation phrase, exactly. But so I was like, so there's Imperator Rome if you like Rome, and then there's there's Crusader Kings if you want medieval, and then there's Europa Universalis if you want early modern, and then there's Victoria if you want like the late early modern and like economic stuff, and then there's World War II, there's Hearts of Iron. And then she was like, oh, that's so cool, let me write all these down. And I'm like, yes, I got one. Mission accomplished! That was fun. I was gonna show her them on Sunday, but I ended up not having time. But yeah. New PDX VTuber dropping in like 3 years, yeah. But so, and then I kept exposing people's dads to Uma Musume, and they didn't, my friends did not like that. Did not like that at all. But, oh yeah, and then so we were setting up, I was on the air mattress that night, and I was sleeping upstairs in the American Girl doll, like, enclosure. That was scary. There's like 20 of them surrounding me, looking right at me. Didn't like that one bit. But we were setting up the air mattress, and I was like making the bed like a normal human person. You know, we like inflate the mattress, and then I took the sheet out and I like flapped it open to like spread it out. And everyone was like, you're doing it wrong. Have you never made a bed before? What the hell are you doing? And so it was like, it was seminar style. It was like legitimately seminar style. It was like, I'm fucking it all up. Everyone else is criticizing me. The other people were doing most of the work because I was fucking it up. But they were like, why are you doing it like this? You're doing it wrong. Yes, of course the fitted sheet will fit. It's fitted. And it was so fucking funny. It was just like, nobody, you know, how many liberal arts students does it take to make a bed? 4, apparently. Really more about like 5. Oh yeah, and we also played this really fun game. It's called like Ransom Notes, where you basically you have, it's like a Cards Against Humanity like game where you have like a card and it's a prompt, and then you have to fill in the answer. The way you do it though is you have a bunch of little magnets and a little magnetic board, and you have to like there were some really funny ones. Like, what was it? I'm forgetting them all now, but there were some really funny ones. Like there was one, it was give romantic advice to the last judge. And it was like, love beautiful women. But no, there were some really funny ones. I'm forgetting though. Do not giant bowel explosion. That was another one for that one. But no, there were a lot of really funny ones. Let her plow. Oh, that was one. Let her plow. But yeah, that was fun. But yeah, no, that was that day. But then, let's see. What do we do next? What do we do next? Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I also... when did I do this? Okay, so then the next day we didn't really do a whole lot. So, George and Yoko left because they were driving back, so they wanted to get a head start. So they left a little earlier. So they left on that day. But then David Bowie arrived, so we went and we picked them up at the airport. So we did that. That was sort of our morning. And then we went home and we did some other stuff. I think we went to a Mexican restaurant as well. It was really cheap. But so... let's see, what do we do? Oh yeah, we played some more Risk, and I played evilly. I played very evilly. I was like the warmonger. I took over all of North America very quickly due to some like amazing luck. And then immediately everyone like allied against me and they were like, what the hell? What the hell? Yes, David Bowie, that's my other friend. I've been calling all my friends John, Paul, George, and Ringo, and Yoko Ono, and then David Bowie. Because this friend has like David Bowie earrings and likes David Bowie. But, so basically, I was playing very evilly, and nobody liked me, and I kept breaking my diplomatic agreements. But then, I got to watch the Minky debut of her new outfit, which is so cute. And also, I've seen so much porn of it, but, on my Twitter. But so, I also made a lemon drop. Basically the plan was to get really, really drunk and play Risk. I made a lemon drop, which if you don't know, is lemon juice, vodka, and simple syrup. But I used not enough simple syrup, and I used a lot of lemon. And so it was just sort of a very, very tart lemon with a bit of alcohol in it. So that was fun. That was really fun. And then I tried to tweet about it while I was in the car because I was fucking wasted. But instead of tweeting it that I did that, I just fucking put it in the Google search bar. So that's how drunk I was. But then we went to Waffle House like fucking wasted. It was so fun. Waffle House hits different at like 9 p.m. wasted. So that was really fun. And while I was drunk, I also emailed a bunch of German landlords because I was still trying to find a house then. I was like, struggling. So that was fun. That was really fun. Are you an alcoholic? No, I'm a college student. How many fights broke out? None, actually, surprisingly. Doesn't Waffle House bar you from entering if you're sober? Yeah, actually it does. Oh, hi, Amantas. Welcome. Hello, welcome. Do they let you in if you don't? Yeah, no, they don't let you in unless you're, you know, unless you fail a breathalyzer. But yeah. Those are synonyms? College student and alcoholic? Yeah. Kinda. But then, that was really fun. We played a ton more Risk and all that. But then, and then on day 6, we went into downtown. Does that mean you found one? I did actually find one. I did actually finally find one, and I'm in the process. I'm just waiting for my guarantor to get their documents to the real estate people. So, I'm working on it, but it's almost done. It's almost done. But, then on day 6, we went into downtown, and we went to this restaurant called Tupelo Honey, which they had, like, I think there was quite literally a 1,200 calorie grilled cheese sandwich, which I ate. It was very good, but it was 1,200 calories, which was crazy. But it was pretty good. If you're ever in the area, definitely go check it out. You know, not sponsored. But, and then I got to see, the Orb. If you don't know, there's an orb in the downtown. This fucking awful, ugly orb. They built it for the World's Fair in, like, 1989. Why did they do the World's Fair in Tennessee? Who the fuck knows? But so... I got to see it. It's just a giant fucking orb that looks like a golden disco ball. I don't know why they did that. I really don't know why they did that. But they did. Nashville, no, Knoxville. But so I went there and we got to see that. And then I also, we went to a museum. We went to a museum there. There's like the East Tennessee Historical Center or something. I don't know. Let me look at my pictures again. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh yeah, I got some great, I can't show them obviously, but I got some really great drunk pictures at the Waffle House. But so we went to this museum and we saw a cutout of Jimmy Carter in the window. And so he was like, he had like his hands on his hips. And so what we all did is we all stood at the Jimmy Carter like standee and we did the pose because we're normal. We're such normal people. But yeah, so we did that. We saw the orb. Ooh, kitty. Oh yeah, the kitty went into my room and hung out with me. But so we went in and I was like, I need some more souvenirs. I don't know enough souvenirs. So we went into the historical center. Oh, Jimmy Carter, my favorite war criminal. He's the least war criminal, though, of all the US presidents, according to Noam Chomsky. A man who is famously very right on many things. But so, we went in and the person at the front desk was like, "Hi, are you here for the museum?" And we were like, "Nope, we're here for the gift shop." So then we went to the gift shop and I got a fish magnet with the Tennessee flag on it and a very small spoon that says Knoxville on it. And they both were quite nice. So I got my little souvenirs. The magnet was for my mom. But, yeah. So that was that day. We actually had it was a pretty fun day, I gotta say. Pretty good day. And then, I think... Oh yeah, and then we went and we played more Risk. I bet Tennessee is beautiful. It's mostly evil, but it is beautiful in places, like in the Smoky Mountains. That was nice. But, oh, and then I played another game of Risk. We played another game of Risk, and this time my strategy was what I called the moving warband, where instead of actually trying to, like, establish myself in any one area, I, like, played mind games, and I circumnavigated the world. Like, I started in South America, and then I went to Africa, and then I was like, okay, if you move out of Egypt, I'll move out of South Africa. And then they were like, okay, and then I moved into Egypt, and then I just kept going, and then I went to Greenland, and then I went from Greenland to, to Alaska, and then from Alaska I went to Asia, and then I went through Asia back to Egypt. So I circumnavigated the world. I lost badly, but it was fun, and everyone hated me for it. But yeah, that was fun. That was fun, though. That was fun. And then, yeah. And then on the last day that we were there, Jean was getting more tattoo. It was like one of those like fancy multi-stage tattoos. So he was getting more tattoo. So we were with Paul for the day, and Paul apparently is not the mediating force in that sort of group. Apparently it's John. So because of that, it was a very chaotic day, shall we say. It was a very chaotic day. We went on sort of like a just driving around thing. Just sort of driving around. It was very crazy. Actually, no, wait, hold on. I forgot. So actually, two other things on the day before. We'll go back to this. But on the day before, two other very important things. Everyone else went on a hike that day, but I didn't want to because I don't like hiking, and also I was still tired from the first hike. But so I stayed home. But so the plan was originally that I would go over to Paul's house because we thought we were going to stay at Paul's house that night, and I would hang out and show the video games to his sister. But then I wasn't. And then when everyone was in the mountains and so had no cell service, they were trying to text them because the smoke alarm went off. So they thought I was there. And so we were joking like, yeah, I actually snuck halfway across town to Paul's house, got in, and then like started a grease fire or something. Like tried to, you know, like how Sims, when they make cereal, they like set fires by accident. Like that's what I did. I tried to make a bowl of cereal and then set everything on fire and died in a fire. And so that was the joke. We were like, yeah, sorry guys, I died in a fire. Yeah, I'm talking about my trip. But so, yeah, that was... So they were like frantically calling, being like, did Saff die in a fire? No. No, Saff was asleep in a different house on the other side of the city. Oh, thank you, Ghost. I appreciate it. But yeah. So that was strange. That was quite strange. But yeah, so then we explained eventually that no, I did not die in a fire. I in fact lived. But so then on day 7, we had a crazy day because we didn't have the mediating influence of John. So, the first thing we did, we were like, okay, let's go drop off John. We couldn't figure out how to drive into like the parking lot where the tattoo place was, so we actually had to go through the drive-through of an Arby's. That was really funny. We had to drive through the drive-through of an Arby's just to get into this other parking lot because it was so poorly constructed. So we went there. And then after we dropped him off, we went to a froyo place. I forget the name of it, but it's this like frog-themed Christian froyo place, and their motto is frog, which stands for fully rely on God. But it was also just the most bizarre place ever. Like, we went in, and first off, they were playing NPR on the radio. It was also completely empty. There was not a soul in there, including the people running the place. And then, like, there were these 2 Indian guys running the place, and they kept not being there. Like, one of them kept going back, like, to the back room, and the other one just kept coming in with, like, his Costco, like, order of, like, 5 gallons of milk. And so we were just sort of there alone, giggling, because we were in a Christian froyo joint, and also they were playing NPR on the radio. That was weird. But so we did our things. We got our, you know, food. Yay. Woohoo. But then it was like, we were just sitting there eating. Also, the tables spun. Like, for some inexplicable reason, the tables were all like lazy Susans. So what we were doing is we'd put down our yogurts, and then Ringo would be like, he'd like swap all of our yogurts in front of us. That was fucking weird. But then this guy came in with like a shirt that said The Dog Father on it, and he did not know how to get frozen yogurt. He was like, do I just do it myself? And then he just stared at us the entire time, which, like, we were the only ones in there, I guess. But then also, the, like, owner changed the music from NPR to opera. So just imagine that. We were in a Christian froyo place run by 2 Indian guys that were not there, being watched, eating our actually pretty good froyo, with the frog fully rely on God logo on the wall, and opera playing. It was just such a bizarre experience. It was terrifying. You weren't sitting on the tables, were you? No, we were just sitting at the tables. We were just being normal, and it was so strange. But so that was terrifying. And then afterwards, we were like, what do we do with the rest of our day? I know. Let's go to an antique store. So then we were like, let's go to we were trying to find one. We tried to find one, and then we went there, and it didn't exist. It was actually a Goodwill. It had been turned into a Goodwill. So then I was like, okay, well, here's another one nearby. Let's go there. So we went there, and it was terrifying. It was fucking terrifying. You guys remember my discussion earlier on Volk? And so something can be Volk as hell? This was very Volk. It was exclusively run by, like, old ladies. Like, very old Southern ladies. And I was like, okay. So basically, I wanted to find, like, a horse-themed knickknack. And we were looking through it, and it was all, like, racist stuff. And so we were at this one booth. And, yeah, it's Sweet Frog. Yeah. It's a franchise all over the South and other places, I think. But no, go check out the Christian froyo place, I guess. But so we were at this one booth, it was very packed. It had some cool stuff, like this statue of a Qing emperor, but it was like mostly just like racist paraphernalia. And this, we were like looking at it, and David Bowie was like, this booth is kind of racist, like mostly racist thing. And then this lady came out of nowhere and was like, hey, you know, this is my booth. And we're like, oh shit, did she hear? And apparently she didn't hear shit because she was very nice to us. But then, she was like, oh, are you looking for anything in particular? And I was like, I'm looking for like a horse knick-knack of some kind. And all my friends already are like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. Because remember, I'm the only one without shame. They all don't want to interact with these people. They want nothing to do with them. But I'm over here like, hell yeah, let's chit-chat. I want to be friendly. And so I'm like, oh, I'm looking for some kind of horse knick-knack. And then, what was it? He was like, oh, do you collect horses? And I said, kinda. And all my friends in the, like, slinked off at that point because they were like, no, we do not need Saf introducing Uma Musume to this old lady. So, yeah. So that was wonderful. That was a beautiful moment. But then she was like, okay, well, I have this beautiful horse. And she showed me this horse. It was like a glass horse, like a carved glass horse. And it was actually really pretty. And she was like, this is my favorite horse. You gotta get it. It like has the mark of who made it on the bottom. And I was like, oh, that's very nice, but I can't bring it back with me. I have to fly on a plane, and I don't think I can bring that with me, really. She was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, and I told her where I was from, and she was like, oh, where in? And I was like, and I specified even more. And then she was like, oh, I love the bakeries there. The bakeries there are so good. And I was like, what? Is that a thing? Like, what? Huh? And she was like, are you guys students? And I was like, not from around here. We're from very far away. And then it was just such a strange interaction. I was just like making friendly with this like old lady who was like, yes, buy my horses. But so then eventually I was like, okay, well, if I find anything, I'll let you know. And then I didn't buy any of her stuff. But I turned around and they had this other booth and it had marble blocks from Ephesus in Turkey, i.e. like the place in the Bible. And it was so fucking funny. They were all carved with Bible quotes, and there was like a little card that came with them that was like, you know, a portion of the proceeds go towards the spreading of the gospel. And I was like, so I gotta get something from these guys, obviously. So I found this cute little sheep, like a cute little marble sheep. And I picked it out. I actually didn't see that many Confederate flags, ironically. I saw them in places, but not all over. But and it was so funny. I got this, so I was like, this sheep will do. I'll get this little sheep. And then we went up to the register and I was like, excuse me, there's no tag on this sheep. How much does it cost? And they were like, oh, we're gonna have to call up the person who's selling it to check. And then I'm like, oh, that's fine, I can wait. And all my friends are like, we gotta get out of here, we wanna leave. So I've made all my friends suffer, and they're all like dying in the corner at this point. That was very fun. I like torturing people a little bit. But so at that point we were looking at, they had these like Greek coasters that says stuff like Adonai, well that's Hebrew, but Adonai, and like stuff about like God, and it was really funny because they spelled everything wrong and they like used really weird tenses. Like it was very clearly like Google translated Greek. How was that booth racist then? It was like there was a can and it was Black Jim's Beans and it had like a caricature on the front and it was like, ooh, who's selling that? Ooh, don't like that one bit. That's bad. But so, Yeah, it was just like weird shit like that. Just like really weird old shit. But so basically my friends were all like having to sit around and like wait and read all this bad Greek while I was waiting. And then eventually they were like, "Here, give me your hat. Give me your hat." And I'm like, "My hat? This is my hat." And then she was like, "Oh, you're buying the sheep? Oh, it's $2.26. I was like, "Okay, great." So I went over to pay, and then she was like, "Actually, it's $2.54. I was like, "Okay, that's fine." She was like, "Here, let me give you a penny so that I can give you a nickel." And then she was like, "Never mind, I don't have any nickels. Take 5 pennies. I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then I paid for it, and then I got my little stupid sheep, and then as we had one foot out the door, she was like, "So are you guys students?" And I said, "Yes, not from around here." And then we like ran out as fast as possible. It was such an awful experience all around. It was just like a nightmare place. It was literally the Volk store. And so we kept talking about it as the Volk store. Do not go to the Volk store. I don't even want to say where it is because I don't want him to get business. But yeah, scary place. Very scary place. And then we went back to Paul's house, and immediately as I got out of the car, I dropped my sheep on the floor and it broke. And so his leg and his ear fell off, and I couldn't find them. So now, after all of that, I have a broken marble sheep. What's Volk in this context? We were talking about that earlier. It's the opposite of woke. Arma for Volk shopping. It was my just desserts. So now I have it on my shelf with my Gundams. My evil sheep. And then what else did we do that day? Oh yeah, and then afterwards we went to an Indian restaurant and we ordered so much naan that the guy was like, "That's interesting." But also, we had the worst, like, servers ever. Like, they were wonderful people, but it was really funny the people that they had chosen to be servers. It was 2 guys. One was, like, I think the owner or something. But he didn't speak very good English. So what he would do is he'd say something, and we'd respond, and then he'd be like, "Ah," and then he'd go away. And then this other guy would come over and ask us the same question, except that he was very quiet. Like, he was super, super quiet, so we couldn't hear him. So it was like, how did you choose these guys? You've got one guy that can't hear and one guy that can't speak. And they're our servers. So, like, we tipped them very well, of course. We tipped them like 25% or something. But how many naans did you order, Saf? 6. But so the one guy that we were ordering from, he was like, "That's interesting." Because we thought it was a buffet, but it wasn't a buffet. So what we decided is we would all order one thing and we'd all share, so it could be buffet style. So one of our friends was just like, "I'm just gonna order all the naan." And so he ordered 6 orders of naan. And they only brought us 2, you know, presuming that that's how much we wanted. And we were like, "Excuse me, waiter, we want more." And so they were like, "Okay." So we ordered like 6 orders of naan. And they were like, "What the fuck?" Saf after eating, yeah, that's me, literally. Except I didn't even get to eat it all. I got 2. I got to eat 2 orders. Or no, 1 order, because I got 2 halves. But it was really good food. I don't have the temperament for Indian food, I fear. I ordered it as little spice as possible, and it fucking killed me. But I didn't realize that paneer was cheese, and now I know, and I like cheese. So I was like, yay. But yeah, we went there. Imagine going to an Indian restaurant and putting in an order that's so crazy that people will say, "That's interesting." Like, what the fuck did we do, man? We fucked it up so bad. But so that was fun. That was a fun day. That was a wonderful day. We went to the Volk store and then we had Indian food. What else? Oh yeah, we also went to this other store and they had like foreign foods there. And so I got to see a bunch of digestives and I was like, "Cleo, you want anything?" Oh, it's cottage cheese. I didn't know that. I don't have the temperament for Indian food. This woman is so British coded. I don't have the temperament for anything spicy or goopy or confusing. And that's all of it, unfortunately. I like naan though, and I like those balls. I don't know what they're called, but like the hollow balls. I had those ones. What else though? What else? Yeah, that was basically it though for Tennessee. I have a really funny video of the spinning table, but I can't show that unfortunately. Oh yeah, and I also just got to hang out with people's dads a bit. Like, they photographed me doing this, by the way. But at Paul's house, his dad, yeah, Panipuri, I think. But we like, he was like, here, you want to see how you can put the lights on the sprinkler? And I was like, sure. And so he like showed me how, and this was photographed. And so there's just pictures of me like hanging out with other people's dads. Yeah, the hollow balls, yeah. What the fuck is that emote? I'm sorry, in the Twitch chat there's an emote and it's scaring me. Hello, welcome. Why is your emote so like that? Yeah. Saf was dad maxing. I also got to hold the flashlight while, so I was, we were repairing the air mattress because it had a hole in it, and John's dad was like, this needs some epoxy. Let's put some epoxy on it. And so I got to hold the flashlight while he put the epoxy on it. And it was so funny. I was literally just dad maxing. It was great. It was a great time. But yeah. So that was my trip. That's where I was that week. And then I got on the plane. Actually, you know, it was really funny. Me and my friends are all Northerners. We're all used to big airports, you know, like Newark or O'Hare and like that kind of thing. So, you know, there's like multiple terminals and all that. So we went to the airport, McGee Tyson Airport. And fun fact about McGee Tyson Airport, it's very funny. Not only do they have a fucking like display, you know, like the winding path that you go down to get to the security, so that like it, you know, people like line up. So on that, they have like on like signs, this firearm was seized by officer so-and-so on, you know, May 17th of this year. Like, they just have like a parade of these firearms that were seized, and it's like, holy shit, okay, is that where we are? But so, after you get in, we were like, let's go look around. Let's go maybe get some food, because we're all kind of hungry. So we go to the left side. There's 2 stores, and there's a Ruby Tuesdays, and then there's the end of the terminal. And we're like, well, maybe there's more on the other side. So we turn around, we go to the other side. There's also just the end of the terminals. That's it. It's like 13 gates or something. It's so small. Like, nobody flies there. Why would anyone fly there? So, yeah. And our like plane was super empty as well. Me and my friend both got upgraded to like the extra legroom seat, which unfortunately the USB charger did not work. But we got extra legroom, which was nice. And yeah, and they also moved us together because we were like, you know, we're actually together. We could sit together. But nobody was on the plane. It was so nice. But yeah, I had a good flight back. And then as I was in the air, they announced EU5. So that was fun. That was very fun. November 4th, if you want to pre-order EU5, you can do it at my affiliate link, which works now. I get a cut. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say how much my cut is. I'll have to ask Jonathan, but I get a pretty dang good cut. So that's nice. Yay. You get to support me and get EU5, and it doesn't cost any more. Woo-hoo. Who doesn't love helping me have money? But yeah. She gets the full $60 as God intended. I wish I got the full $60. Yeah, just give me like an orange super chat, you know, just casually. Give Saf all your money now. The captain over the intercom, this is just in, EU5 has been announced. Do I get any bonuses by using your link? There's no discount or anything. it's mainly just you show that you support me so that Paradox knows, hey, we should sponsor this person in the future, which I have a really good click-through rate because my fans, they like me and they know that I'm a person and not just like a faceless nothing. So, well, I am a faceless nothing, but I have a weird face. But so people like me, and so I have a good click-through rate, and so there's that. We like you. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm sorry to be the one to break this to you. But so there's that. And then I think they said in the future that they're working on like custom discounts for stuff. So maybe in the future, and also you don't have to just use this, by the way, for EU5. You can use this code for anything that you buy in, you can use it for anything you buy on the FaZe Connect store. I was looking at Twitter and I saw a FaZe Connect post. But you can use it for anything that you buy on the Paradox store. So if you buy a DLC for Stellaris, you can use my code. That is the Lady Regent command. Thank you so much, Ritz. I appreciate it. But yeah, you can use my code for buying anything on that store. So if there's like a discount, you can use it with that, and I still get a cut. I appreciate it so much. So basically the sort of plan is that, eventually over time you guys will just use it for like all kinds of shit. It's just EU5 is sort of the way they're rolling it out. But I really appreciate that they're doing that. Did Paradox bring back the Ignore the Peasant Rabble t-shirt? That would be fun. I don't think so. I think the Paradox merch though is on Amazon, not Paradox store. Let me look. Paradox store. But yeah, buy all 77 EU4 DLCs with my code. Oh, I'm excited for Surviving Mars relaunched. I've seen some of the stuff that they're doing with that, and I'm very excited for it. I think it looks really good. On sale. Do they have any sales right now? Can you work? Website? Merch. Merch. Give me merch. There we go. Oh, they do have merch. But it's not on the Paradox store. It's on, like, Amazon. Yeah, it just links you to Amazon. Oh, well. Are they doing, like, a Stellaris 2.0? Yeah. It's that kind of thing. They're, like, fixing all the bugs, making it better. I remember that game being super disappointing. I liked it. I really liked it. It was one of my first streams, actually. Years ago. But yeah. But yes. Know that anything you buy with my code will go towards feeding my crippling Gundam addiction and also buying Metal Gear Solid, the edition with the crocodile suit. If I remember right, at least ISP had the code for some Hoi 4 DLC already. I mean, you can use it for anything. I think they're trying out though the custom discounts. I don't know how they're doing that though. Feel old remembering Surviving Mars. I like it. Apparently there's a discount if you have the game already. Like you get half off or something, which is nice. I like that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that, because I really like that game. I thought it was a little, a little shallow, shall we say? But I think I'm excited for what they're changing with it. So we'll see. Oh yeah, and also while I'm here, I want to fix things because I never set up my Twitch stuff really. So I want to fix my Twitch things. Let's see. Dashboard. I need to fix my notifications because I don't currently have notifications on for Twitch. Elements. No. Overlays. Who is this AI lady? Go away. I wonder how many DLCs EU5 is going to have after 10 years. Well, they've already announced, I think, like 3. So, yeah. Oh, fun, very exciting thing, by the way. I have been actually giving them, like, suggestions, and they've been quite open to them. I was like, hey, I read about all this cool stuff in college, and so I have a ton of material that I think would be really cool. And they're like, oh, that would work really well with this DLC. Let's, give us more info, and we'll definitely consider it. And I was like, yes! Yes! So that'll be fun. We might get emotes. You might get emotes! Okay, let me set up the tipping thing, because I would like the tipping to work. Subscriber alert. The YouTube subscriber or Twitch subscriber? I don't know. honestly don't. No, this is all YouTube. So how do I make a Twitch one? Do I need to make a new overlay? Or no, let me do... Can I like duplicate this? Duplicate. Oh, hold on. I need to like connect my Twitch to this as well. Oh, how do I do that? Other profile page? Can I attach my Twitch? Let's find out how this works. Add a Twitch channel. Yes, I'll add my Twitch channel. Authorize. Invite new manager. I don't want manager. I don't want a manager. Okay, well I have a thing now. Where did my overlays go? Hello? Where did my overlays go? Huh? Oh, I'm on Twitch now. Hold on. I'm on my Twitch side. Okay, I guess I have to create a new overlay. Add a widget. No, maybe later. I know how to use this. Okay, we're gonna add alert box. For not followers, but I want subscribers, tips, cheers, and raids. Okay. Where are my gifts? Where are my gifts? I have my gifts. Where are they? Let me just go to VGen and just re-download them. Fuck if I know where my gifts are. Login with Twitter. No generative AI. I love that. Yay! Okay. My orders. No. My requests. There it is. This one. Yes, give me that. And this one. Okay, cool. I have my things now, my gifts. Actually, I got another GIF. Where's my other GIF? Is it an email? No, it's on Twitter. Give me my Twitter GIF. Hope she remembered. Hope she forgot again. I got another GIF though. Here, I'll show you guys the new GIF I got. I think you'll like it. Boom. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo, woohoo. Doesn't EU5 cost $300? Yeah. You could buy it all though. Uppercut. I was gonna put it on my like opening scene. Like, you know, like put it here. Let me show you. I was gonna put it here and have like a whole menagerie of them, but I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I might put that for like raids. But okay, I have all my gifts downloaded. And then okay, let me name this Twitch Alerts. It's very cute. Thank you. Okay, so subscriber. I'll do. What do I have for members? It's the Saff orb, I think, right? We'll do that. We'll do Saff orb. Let me export these all. Downloads. Saff spin. Yay! Do that. Let me emulate this. And what sound is it? What do you do? Let me do this. Subscriber 1. Okay, it works now. It now does work. That's cool. Show subscriber messages. Alright, cool. And then for tip alert. What's the difference? I didn't realize you could tip on... Oh wait, no, that's for stream elements, so I won't do that. Cheer though, we can do that. Cheer is a thing. So I'll upload, what's my super chat one? The super chat, is that the grab or is it the explode? More rotation. Chat! Does someone know? Let me switch to that. Let's see, overlays, tipping, emulate, super chat of 10.
Zorina has paid $10 in tribute.
Okay, so it's the grab.
This will help in the coming war.
Thank you, fake person who doesn't actually exist because I simulated that. You guys thought I got a super chat. I didn't. Ah. Okay, but it's the grab. Oh, it's down page. Hold on. I need to upload. Upload this and this. And then let me also do this one. Oh, upload. I'll use this one for raids, how about? That would be nice. I think raids would work well for that. Okay, so for this one I want this. So, show share message. And then cheer 1K. That is not correct. Why did it do that? That's not what I wanted. Variation setting. No, just do it normal. Have it all be normal. Just have it be normal. Cheer 1K. Okay, it works now. It does now work. Yay! Yippee! Wahoo! Alright. Oh, and I can do TTS settings as well. We'll do Brian, and it'll be enable text to speech. Brian. Minimum amount would be, I think it's $2 on YouTube, so 200 bits, I think is how that works. Alright, and then let me also fix that in subscriber alert. TTS, enable, and then 2. Alright, now we'll do that. Cool, and then, and then raid. We'll do raid. Wait, what do I have as the, what is the other one? Oh, it's the donos. Yes. Okay, so we'll do raid. I'll change video, change image to this one. Do that. ETS. I'll enable that. I don't like that Twitch tells you how many people have raided with you. Like, that seems mean, you know? Okay, we'll simulate raid event 10. There we go. There we go. I like that. Okay, cool. And then I will get my... Where's my overlay? Tipping overlay. I'm gonna get... new... Where do I have this at? Whoa. What did I do there? Hello. What's up, my favorite autism girl? Hello, welcome. Nothing much. I'm just sort of working on my overlays right now. I'm trying to do that while I have this done because I don't want to forget. Okay, we'll just do Twitch tipping. Ooh. And then it'll be that. That. Okay, that should now work. I'll put it here, I guess. I don't know. These are gonna be there's gonna be problems, I can guarantee you that. But let me test it now. Here, 1K. Yay! See, it works! Now it does that. Was it too loud, too quiet? I think it's probably too loud. Let me turn down the volume. Yeah, there we go. And then I can do if I get a raid. Oh, hold on. There's a real thing. Thank you, Arthur Harris, for why is the thing not there? My image! My image! It's not there! Hold on, let me fix it. And Dot raided my stream, who does not exist.
Raided my stream.
Hold on, let me figure this out for the... Is it because I don't have giftings on? Resubscribers... Here, we'll do this. Subscriber gift. I'll do that. Set the image to... Same thing. Save variation. Community gift. Change image to save variation. Okay, so now hold on, let me simulate one. Community gift. Why is the image not there? It's there in this, but it's not here. That's strange. Let me test the YouTube one. Oh, I have it on the wrong thing also. It's supposed to be rotation. Why is it not working? Subscriber event 1. Okay, that works. What about gifts? We gotta wait. See, that one doesn't work. It's just with gifts. That's so strange. Okay, then in that case, I'm just gonna turn off the variations. Because there seems to be issues there. Okay, well, there's no variations now. So now if I do a gift, it'll do... That's so strange. I've turned off the variations. That's so weird. Okay, well, I don't know what's wrong with that. That's very strange. But, oh well. They're broken. They're broken. Okay, well, we have that set up now. And then, in that case... Let me also put this thing in here. So let me do... Let me also put it in the right area. With my other one. Do that. We'll go over here. And then I'll get this. And I'll put it right here. Okay. And then let's set up the Twitch membership stuff as well. Or Twitch, sorry, Twitch subscribers. I could probably also set up a little, like, box for the EU5 thing. Oh, yay. I can gift a... I can... Oh, wait, no, I can... It lets me gift subs to my own channel. That's so funny. Money laundering. Let's fucking go. Can you load twitch.tv? Hello? Hello? Twitch.tv? You're not loading. That's concerning. Hello? Twitch? Is Twitch live? Can someone in Twitch chat say something? Hi? Yeah? Okay. So it's just the Twitch website itself is weird. Let me open Twitch. You stinky. Oh shit, 5 gifted. Yeah. For some reason, I can't go to twitch.tv. I don't know why. Can I go to my creator dashboard? No, that's also just loading. The system does not want me to make it so you guys have custom emotes. That's so funny. That's so fucking funny. Why is it not working? Why? Yeah, I can't open anything else in Twitch. Let me reload my... Yeah, it won't even let me reload my fucking Twitch chat. Twitch chat, I can't see you now. That's so annoying. Why does nothing work? I'm just a little guy. Why does Twitch have to be not working? Twitch not loaded. Let me try on my phone. Okay, I can open it on my phone. Why? Why can I open it on my phone but not in my computer? Well, that's quite strange. I don't know what's going on, but seeing as Twitch is now broken, I think maybe it's time to end the stream, perhaps. So, let's see. Who could we raid? I'm gonna have to raid via my phone. So, let's see. Twitch chat. Who's live? Nobody? None of my people are live? I thought Teeny was live. No, I guess not. Ooh. Twitch chat, is anyone you like live? Let's see who YouTube has. Anyone's live on YouTube. Bree. No, we could raid Bree. Is she live on Twitch? Twitch, Bree. Are you live? I love doing the double raids. Bree. Hold on. Please hold. Why can't I load Twitch on my computer? That's quite annoying. She is not live on Twitch. Okay, we'll just raid her on YouTube, and then the Twitch people can go to the Void. So enjoy the Void. Bye-bye. I will fix the emotes, hopefully, maybe. But yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.